Getting ready for today's big game? Well, get ready for more AFL action on Widescreen Weekend. If you're still watching the game on a standard television, you're not getting the whole picture. With a widescreen plasma, you not only experience more game, more action, more excitement, but you receive the highest quality digital picture. So for the best advice on widescreen plasmas, talk to the guys at Harvey Norman. Widescreen, the only way to view the game.
Welcome back to Amy Stadium. Mark Rashuda has won the toss and he will be kicking to the right of screen in what we thought may be a wet evening. It's cold, but it's going to stay dry. And the man who's trying to stay warm down on the boundary is Mark Aston.
Yeah, hi Matty. Not sure how this looks, but this is a jacket over a jacket over a jacket over a shirt over a shirt. And the reason, of course, as you said, is because it's bitterly cold. It's 8 degrees at the moment, going to get colder. 5 degrees and with some, and with some rain. In fact, it is starting to rain now, so unless I ice over, I look forward to giving you some detail from down on the boundary during this game.
Thanks, Mark. And also joining us upstairs, he's been wandering around Amy Stadium having some fish and chips and dressing up in scarves and certainly enjoying himself. KB, Kevin Bartlett, how are you?
Got the best fish and chips in the world here at Amy Stadium. When you walk through the main gate, you just turn right and a quick left, and a magnificent South Australian gurnet.
A gurnet. What's a gurnet?
It's a traditional South Australian dish.
Well, talk about traditional South Australian teams. That, of course, is the Adelaide Crows. How are they going to fare, Kevin? What's the result? Who are you tipping?
Well, I'm tipping the Crows. Look, I think their performance against Melbourne was very good under Neil Craig, and the effort last week, while it was a very lacklustre game in terms of against the Sydney Swans, but they hung in there. Sydney Swans were a very good side. They could have got blown away. I thought their performance last week was really good, the Adelaide Crows. I think here at home at Amy Stadium, they'll be too good for Fremantle tonight. Fremantle have got, 0-7 at this ground, so it hasn't been a happy hunting ground. Often when they leave home, of course, they drop 4 or 5 goals. Why, I'm not quite certain, but they're never quite as good away from Subiaco.
The interesting one to see is Rhett Bigland starting on the interchange bench. I guess Adelaide have been criticised for playing Matty Clark in the forward pocket to start a game. Bigland's in the ruck, Matty Clark, on this occasion, starting in the ruck. Nathan Bassett gets the job on Medhurst, Jason Tawney the job on Farmer. Neil Craig choosing to go with experience rather than give a kid a big job on a night like tonight.
The Adelaide Crows looking for their 6th win of the season. Fremantle looking to get back inside the 8. We're underway, and Matthew Clark winning the first knock to the 100-game player in Tyson Stenglein. Can't get a kick out of the scrimmage. Mattner trying to burrow his way through, not going anywhere. We have a secondary bounce early on.
Scotty Welsh starting inside the centre square for the first centre bounce instead of out of the goal square. Tyson Edwards and Nathan Bock in the goal square inside 50 for the Adelaide Footy Club.
Sandilands and Clark, and it goes through Hazelby. Rashudo with almost the first effective clearance out of the centre square. It ends up with McLeod, who just bangs it forward. James Gallagher going back, right with him Shammer. John Cock. Gallagher stayed in the contest. Gets the handball from John Cock, kicks inside 50, not his best kick. Parker was in the best spot for the Dockers. Headland shares it with Bell. Over to Hayden. Dances on a 5-cent piece and then spins it back to Des Headland. Long kick. Forward line's pretty open. Medhurst caught behind. Somehow it falls into his hands and he evades the tackle. Back to Headland already. Third disposal for him. It's a good one. It's a beauty to Simmons. But I guess they were a little bit fortunate there, Chris, because Bassett had made the run and got to the front spot, and Medhurst was caught behind.
Medhurst did it well to actually get the ball out of Bassett's hand, bring it to ground, and then just showed you how strong he is in the legs. Stayed upright in the tackle. Brent Riley, as young kids often do, went to ground. Headland on the end of the footy, and Fremantle with the opportunity to kick the first goal. Goals are important at the start of the game here for opposition teams at Amy Stadium. This is an important kick.
27 goals, 9 for the season for Simmons. Right behind him. It's an easy kick for the big man. And he pops it through for the first score of the evening.
First goal of the evening, the Fremantle. Troy Simmons the man, Ben Rutten with the job again on him. Ben Rutten's 3rd week for the Adelaide Footy Club as the key defender at full back. David Neitz, big Barry Hall, and now Troy Simmons have been the 3 scalps he's had to contend with. Simmons gets some good service. Not much you can do about that. But it goes against you on the scorebook. Cannot understand Adelaide, though. Scotty Welsh inside 50. When you've got some talent like McLeod and Rashudo who are good at getting the ball away from a clearance, you've got to think they are the key players, especially when the game's in the balance at the start. Scotty Welsh, Tyson Stengline joining Rashudo and Clark inside Adelaide's centre square.
28 goals for the season to Troy Simmons. Glad he kicked it to at a recent Bartlett family reunion. They tell me he's on the family tree. Peter Bell streams out of the centre square. The skipper leads from the front. Taken away by Tawney. Cross half back. Just finding a bit of form to Gallagher. Goes short. Finds Matthew Clark. Started on the ground. Rhett Biglan's on the bench. Clark. Fantastic tap ruckman. Finds John Cock. Always lively. Danger man up forward. Just trying to work the ball around. He was looking for Henschel. Punched away that time by Hadrill for a bouncy throw in. You would expect Adelaide to be in front at quarter time because they're the best first quarter side in the AFL this year. They've won 12 of 15 first quarters, but it has started well for Fremantle. There's the interchange bench. McManus, Cook, Thornton and Murphy. Chance for Walker, pinched that time by Rashudo. The Raging Bull tried to crash his way through, backtracks, back to his partner in crime, finds McLeod, goes short, Bock! Out in front of Polak. It's a pretty tough angle, Chris.
They do spend a lot of time kicking goals from here. I mean, they train a lot here at Amy Stadium, and this is the pocket they warm up on before they train. So it's not an impossible shot. Nathan Bock does lead and's got a beautiful pair of hands, very athletic. Started the game well last week and starting well again tonight.
He's kicked 8 goals for the season from 8 games. Bock trying to bend it back. Through for behind. So Bock signals a goal, but it's a behind. Might fancy himself as a goal umpire in a later life.
I think there's a job after retirement, eh?
Hayden kicks the ball wide. He was looking that time for Parker.
Go back.
Well, the ball has come back. Taken by Polak to Walker, who is super quick across half-back. Finds Pavlich, going to be run down by Skipworth, who does very, very well. Might have been a slight push in the back. Riley finds Stengline in game number 100, and McGregor goes to ground. Strong tackling by the Dockers.
Goodwin starting on the bench with Biglands, as Chris mentioned, together with Robert Shirley and Fergus Watts. Clark, so much room and time to just lay it down to Rashudo, and he gets the free kick.
Head-to-head with Paul Hazelby tonight. Neil Craig opting to let Mark Rashudo and Paul Hazelby run free. Tyson Stengline with the job on Peter Bell.
Bock again the target. Spoil came from Hadrill. It was pretty fierce. And Woods is right over the top of Johncock for another ball up.
That's a big duel, I think, Hadrill on Henschel. I think Henschel's one of the most promising young forwards in the game.
No doubt a class act. Started his AFL career in the back pocket, now moved to the key forward role, and he can play.
Free kick, holding the ball. Adelaide crowd are happy. Skipworth. The run of McLeod. Inside the forward 50. Oh, beautiful use of the body by Scott Welsh. He's within range. 7 and 8 goals, 2 personal bests in the last 3 weeks. Dried up a little bit against Sydney last week. A wonderful kick from McLeod, and he has started well.
Neil Craig certainly freed up Andrew McLeod, giving him a sweeping role, preferring now to kick the ball a little bit more often, and find Scott Welsh beautiful.
He's kicked 23 for the year, and that is superb. Make it 24 with a wonderful finish.
The Trustcott Hi-Fi winter sale is on now, and it's raining savings with up to 40% off. Sharp widescreen TVs with DVD VCR combos, $490 off. Panasonic 600-watt Dolby Digital subsat packs, $500 off. JVC 300 times digital zoom camcorders, $400 off. And Panasonic 94cm plasmas, $1,000 off. Trustcott Hi-Fi, Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms.
They're getting excited very early in this first quarter. They've hit the front by a point. The Crows 1-1-7 to the Dockers. 1 goal, 6. So all of a sudden, they've found voice. Clark comes charging in against Sandlands. Such an important duel to get that ball out of the centre. Sandlands, the tallest player ever to play. Here's John Cock. A couple of early touches. Confidence is high. Here comes Welsh in front. Leads fast, leads strong. Strong eyes on the ball. And this is take two. Same spot.
Certainly is. And what Neil Craig's done or been able to do in his couple of weeks with this team is open up the forward line, give the forward some space to run into. Certainly much less congested than it has been for the majority of this year. And the Crows, although wide on this occasion, have been known to bring the ball back in more through the corridor over the last couple of weeks. Scotty Welsh got great hands and great leg speed off the mark. And, well, if he learnt something from his last kick, we should put this one down, KB.
From 48 metres. Has to try and bend it back. Big pack of players right on the goal line. Forced through for a behind. Gee, you're pumping up Neil Craig early in the broadcast.
Right.
Opened up the forward line already. Everyone's happy down at the Crows. Everyone's enthusiastic. Spirit's great.
Hey, don't worry.
They've got a big smile on
I'll jump off soon. I'll jump off soon.
Matner jumping up and spoiling. Rashudo reads it well. Steng line. Adelaide with numbers, but they're going backwards. Skipworth back to Doughty. Here's the sweeper in McLeod. They've worked it all the way across the ground to the other side to Bock. He's not happy with the attention he's getting from Roger Hayden, so very tough kick from there. He's a bit further out than his first attempt, and he's looking for some options to share it off. Called to play on now. High ball to the top of the square. Not a lot of tall timber there for Adelaide, and that was an easy mark for Polak, who was so strong overhead. Polak, the short pass to Hadrill, who, luckily for the Dockers, I mean, Stengline slipped over and Shammer chips in to take the kick. He's looking for Longmuir, and the boundary line beats everybody. We'll have a ball in. Adelaide by 2 points early in the game. The men in charge this evening, Rowe, Woodcock and Meredith. Cold night, but a big crowd in, as you'd expect. An Adelaide game at Amy Stadium. Always a super crowd. Shammer. Short ball. Intelligent play by Riley. McGregor, good kick on the up. Gallagher gets it back from Matner. Breaks free. Inside 50, it's a very open forward line for Adelaide. Welsh, Parker back for the Dockers. Needs some help. Great tackle from Welsh. Fremantle still a chance to clear though through Hazelby. Headland standing on his own, and they're away here. They've got some loose players through the middle. Hayden goes longer, looking for Pavlich. On a long lead, he can turn and go. Pavlich has Medhurst short, but has Simmons long. Farmer crumbing off the ground, doesn't have enough on it. Clark takes the safe option for the rush behind. And I guess, Chris, that's what the Dockers are looking for. Open forward line, Simmons long, Medhurst going up, Farmer staying back, or just reverse of that, Farmer up, Medhurst back.
And some quick entry too. They've got to get the ball as quick as they possibly can into their forward 50, not allow Adelaide to push back.
Good standard game. Mark taken by Rutten. Cross half back to the half forward line. Closing very, very quickly that time was Thornton. Went the big punch. Taken away by Shammer. Goes short. Chipping in. Good strong play. Here's Matner. Chris McDermott loves Matner. Says he's tough and strong. Close to the boundary line. Hayden takes it over. Boundary throw in. They want a free kick. They've got to toss back in.
You've got me under the pump. I love the coach. I love Matner. I'm in trouble.
You've got Chris McDermott as assistant coach at Adelaide, haven't you?
No, they said he's got a very important role there next year. Some of the old folk that lent me the scarf and also the shawl before. In charge of memorabilia. Chance for Hayden. Rocket the ball out. Again taken away by Shammer. Some good early touches. Had a terrific season. We heard Chris Conley say that. Here's Riley. This young man has really picked up. He was fantastic against Melbourne. Comes way edge of the centre square. He's got great vision. John Cock measures the kick. Here comes Welsh. Got Parker to beat. Gets good support from Peter Bell, the marathon man. Squeezed in the back pocket. That's a good kick. And Headland's been the player standing off the play, Chris, early in this first quarter.
Well, he's the one that's been given a free rein, gets his 5th touch. Certainly a good contributor early in this game.
Hasn't quite been the player he was with the Brisbane Lions, where he was an absolute star. Dion Woods pumps the ball back, and McGregor, strong mark. See, I saw him start at centre-half forward. I'm not quite certain whether he's a centre-half forward or centre-half back, but he can take a big grab.
And showing great courage there, backing back into the unknown, taking a strong mark. Here's Riley once again. It's a fast-flowing open game here at Amy Stadium at the moment. Very entertaining. Doughty to the 50-metre line. Stengline can run onto it. Can't get past Longmuir. Clark. Thornton did well. Hands-free, quick hands, and here's Headland again. He got it from Longmuir. Short pass up the middle. Andrew Brown weighing up his options. Out to Roger Hayden. He has got some time. He's looking for Farmer or Simmons again. The three-pronged forward line. Rutten going back for the Crows. Here's Farmer arrives. Causes the error. Tawney under pressure. Riley. Support now from McLeod. And he's away. And no, umpire's saying come back. We're going to have a free kick. He's going to give it back to McLeod. But McLeod was away. He was off and running. No one's going to catch this man. Well, doesn't matter. No one's going to catch Hayden Skipworth. He's got 40 metres all on his own. Told to run on by John Cock. Takes the second bounce. They've gone a bit wide though there. Stengline. Wonderful tackle from Bell. Stengline just tries to keep it alive. Thornton's got to be quick here. He'll be gone. No, umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt. Chris, you're not so sure.
Well, grave doubt, I think it was. Traditionally, if you dive on the footy like that and can't dispose of it, it's holding the ball. That's what you like to see. It's pretty cold out there at Amy Stadium. Boys just warming up. Not quite sure about the grip.
Clark got his hands on the ball, sees it over the line for a boundary throw-in. So it's 8 plays 7 and just under 9 minutes left in this first quarter. Not high scoring, but it's been a high standard of play.
Well, it's a shootout, isn't it? I mean, I thought we might have seen that's traditional Neil Craig style. He loves it open footy, free-flowing, and we're certainly seeing that here tonight.
Longmuir gave a shove out to Clark. Sham up, continues to win the ball. Just tumbles the ball forward. Bassett comes hard. Medhurst with clean hands. Didn't quite hit the target. Pavlich gets really good support back to Shammer, squeezed up on the boundary line. Too far, he steps over. Has to come back. 1-2-8 the Crows. The Dockers 1-1-7. Riley's had it 5 times. Gallagher 5 times. And McLeod 5. And for the Dockers, Headland is their leading possession winner along with Shammer. 6 possessions apiece.
Riley given the job behind play as a sweeper. No one to pick up at the moment. Allowed to run off and get plenty of the ball.
Young boy from Gisborne in Victoria. Certainly strutting his stuff tonight. There's a free kick and it's going to Seagate. Another Victorian from Colac. Whole game's full of Victorians, Chris. Hayden. Back edge of the centre square was a very sloppy handball. Headland certainly is the go-to man. Here's Longmuir. From the centre of the centre square, long penetrating kick. Riley getting back again, having a stellar first term. Rebounding across half-back, and that's a great kick. And finds the sliding. Tyson Stengline in game number 100.
It's interesting by Chris Connolly playing an extra player up on the ball. Fremantle getting plenty of ball in the midfield, but Brent Riley sitting it back across half-back. Already touched the ball 7 times. Footballer's dream, not having an opponent for the first quarter tonight.
John Cock drives the ball long, looking for Biglands. Big fist away that time from Longmuir. Oh, big and strong then by Biglands. Doughty finds the target in Biglands. Good enough to get his kick away. Danger here for the Dockers. They'll need a kind bounce. Thornton did very well. Attacked the ball. De Parker, the veteran, wants to set it up. Goes short. Finds Seagate. Now the loose player, McManus. He'll go wide. The run comes from Walker. McLeod closes very quickly. It's inside 50. Simmons is always a target up forward. Big and strong. Pushed out of the way that time by Rutten. Picks it up with one grab. That's a sign of a good player and bangs the ball back to the wing.
Not sure if his kick's got enough distance to beat Hazelby, but Edwards gets a kind bounce. Trying to flick it back into the path of Matner. McManus right with him. Still going. Hazelby scooping it back in towards the corridor. McManus trying to get through 3. No gap there at all. Dockers go forward once again. Simmons is on the end of it. And he's got it well within range. He's got the first goal for the Dockers. He'll be lining up for his second to put Fremantle back in front.
And much better from Fremantle and Des Headland. I mean, the Crows tackling ferociously, but just picked it up. No other decision than to get the ball inside 50. Didn't even look, just banged it into the hot spot. Simmons on the lead. Pretty hard to stop when you get delivery like that. If Fremantle get the ball in quickly, they're going to be dangerous at the moment. Too much mucking around in the midfield is playing into Brent Riley and Adelaide's hands.
Simmons was very good on his first set shot for goal. On the reverse angle, it's not a difficult kick. It's not a problem for Simmons. He's got two.
A man's got to win. Make the tough decisions. Get on top and stay there. And you can't do that without a canoe. And to have the biggest, strongest, longest canoe, you need to be your best. Yes, life can be tough, and canoes can be awkward. So why not ignore it all with a refreshing Carlton draft?
This Bartlett family tree's looking good. We've kicked 2 goals in the first quarter.
Troy Simmons' nephew, Kevin Bartlett's nephew.
He's somewhere on the family tree. Longmuir. Against Biglands, Risciuto. Always wins that hard ball. Look at this. Doughty, 30 metres on his own. Drills the ball in. He was looking for Bock. Bounced off his chest. Parker took it from Thornton. He's done some nice things. Goes wide. Finds Seagate. Still in the back pocket. Longmuir. Through the hands. Gallagher. Dances on a dollar. Just chips the ball back. It was a poor option. Biglands again comes through. Not trying to carry those arms pretty high, Chris. Chance for Hayden. Backs himself in to Thornton again. Didn't quite hit the target. Parker runs hard. Just floats the kick inside the centre square and does it well. Longmuir stands and delivers. Here's Simmons.
Oh!
That's been paid. He may have had enough purchase. If he had a clean purchase and it's knocked out of his hands, it's a mark. Let's have a look.
Naked eye, it looked okay. No, you pay those. Nathan Bassett showing great courage back with the flight. That shows courage. Troy Simmons' eyes only to the footy.
Oh, Kevin, I'm not sure about the family tree. At the start of the night, maybe he was just a twig. I think you could turn him into a whole branch now. He's going berserk.
He's a lemon citradoris at the moment.
He's a trunk.
He's a trunk. Troy Simmons going for his third goal. You can see he stands right on 50. Gives it everything he's got. The roar indicates he has missed.
He's been pruned.
Chris Conley will be happy with his start. As we said, Adelaide, best first quarter side in the AFL this year, winning 12 of 15. They trail by 6 points. The centre wing. Skipworth. Skips around his opponent, then good smother by Shammer. He's a good player.
Certainly is. Adelaide just going wide tonight. And no, Neil Craig is trying to straighten them up, but far too wide under pressure tonight. Fremantle forcing them that way, and playing into Fremantle's hands. Des Headland with plenty of the footy. Brent Riley sweeping plenty of the ball for Adelaide.
Biglands and Sandlands went at it. Thornton is an impressive young player. Tumbles the ball forward. Good strong play by McGregor. Happy to head towards the boundary line. And we've got just over 3.5 minutes left in what's been a very entertaining first quarter. Not high scoring, but entertaining.
Simon Goodwin back on the ground. It's been 12 weeks since he's represented the Adelaide Footy Club. Comes on for his first run.
Wonderful player, Goodwin. All-Australian, best and fairest. Great talent, dual premiership player. He's back and he's into the action. And the crowd enjoying it. Biglands going long. Henschel couldn't get back. He was held up by Hayden. Woods dropped the mark. Up the line to Thornton, who is playing well. He goes back to Hadrill. Stop-start, Shammer. Going longer, but Adelaide with the numbers. Riley at the back, sits for him. He spoils over the top. He spoiled his own teammate. Farmer just bumped off it by Johncock, who keeps it in play to Risciuto. They combine well through the middle. Risciuto spots up Skipworth. Right through the middle. Now they break for him. Players running everywhere through the true centre of the ground. Doughty straight up the middle. The shortest way home. Doughty, poor kick. Just 2 dockers there, and they make a meal of it. Woods drops another mark. Bell doesn't like to make a mistake. Cool and calm under pressure, as is Parker, and they switch it to Hazelby. Dockers by a goal, 2.5 minutes remaining in a very fast running game. McManus, Pavlich, back through the middle. Brown's got to go, and he does. Bassett wraps him up, drags him to the ground. Brown, Medhurst was free for a while. Now it's a different option into the pocket. Looking for Murphy, who's on the ground now in his first game. McLeod wants Rashudo. Murphy goes back. McLeod. Handball over the top. McGregor out of his defensive 50. Bassett had run up to the wing. They stay along the boundary line. Bock the target. Polak with him. Free kick. It's going to be Nathan Bock to take it. Mark Aston down on the boundary.
Trent Henschel's come off with an ankle. It's his left ankle. You might recall about 3 weeks ago, I think it was his left ankle he injured against West Coast over in Perth.
Thanks, Mark. He's gone straight down the rooms as Trent Henschel to get some treatment. McManus can't bust a tackle.
That's a disappointment, certainly for the Crows.
And certainly an interesting decision to play a kid only 1 week out after an ankle. Normally, if you miss one, you can miss 2 or 3. They heal quickly, but then take quite a while to get them completely healed. And surprisingly took a risk with him tonight, and it doesn't look like it's paid off.
Rhett Biglands might have copped a poke in the eye there from Aaron Sandilands. He just walked away from that ruck contest. Let's take a look at Trent Henschel. He's gone off with an ankle injury. And just a hop, skip and a jump there.
Yep, not much in it.
Obviously, it's not giving him enough stability. Edwards goes back to John Cock, and Bock leads for him nicely. How is he on range, Chris?
No, he's out of his distance.
He'll head long to the square. Big pack forming. Welsh was up early. Stenglein stayed down, and Stenglein kicks a goal in his 100th game.
Shazza, I love the look of your new Corolla.
So do I. It's pretty zippy too.
You know, I've always had a soft spot for Corollas. Kev first told me he loved me in one.
Did he?
Annalise, I love you.
Kev, that's so sweet.
Introducing Australia's most loved small car, the new look Corolla.
Scoreboard's got it right in this first quarter, 2-2-14 apiece, because it has been an Indian arm wrestle. It's been a very even quarter. But the Dockers would be pleased because they do start well, the Crows. Bell finds Hazelby, his partner in crime, still inside the centre square. Good grab taken by Doughty. Now he wants 50. He'll get it. So, with 17 seconds left, if he pumps this ball deep into the forward line, they've got a big pack of players. Fergus Watts down there, so Scott Welsh. They could just take a grab in the goal square.
Oh, I tell you what, he's pretty generous with the 50. If by land off him, brought Michael Doughty within range. No need for him to pass off. This is a gettable goal. Bad mistake by Freo. Could be costly.
Well, Doughty is close to being within kicking distance. You can see the 50-metre line, so he's going to kick from right on 50. Leans back, unloads, gives it both barrels, leaves nothing behind, right to the line. Now, the goal umpire, I think this is a goal, is it? It's touched on the line. So the Crows, with that fantastic first quarter, they've now won 13 of 16 first quarters, only by a point, but it's 2-3-15 to the Dockers, 2-2-14.
The challenge for the Fremantle Dockers is to come back in this second term. They try by a point. And we'll be back at AAMI Stadium after the break.
The following scenes may offend some viewers.
Hello.
7:30 Tuesday and Wednesday. The competition that captured the nation continues.
Are you liking that?
When your mum says,
Oh, you're so talented.
get a second opinion.
Next week, in the search for the next Australian Idol, we may have found the worst boys in the country.
You're scaring me now.
Australian Idol, 7:30 Tuesday and Wednesday.
At Amy, we believe that good drivers deserve to pay a lower premium. That's why we introduce new Flexi Premiums. Now you choose how much you pay and how much you save. With new Flexi Premiums, you can save up to 50% off your comprehensive motor insurance by choosing an excess level that suits you. And when you can save with Amy's Flexi Premiums, why pay full premium? So get lucky and call Amy now.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Coach takes the mark. Oh, Buckley's fallen awkwardly.
Doesn't look too good, Nathan. Let's take your boot off.
What are you doing?
Only Coca-Cola goes the distance to get you exclusive AFL prizes like captain's jerseys and footies signed by last year's 3 Brownlow medalists. To enter, just drink Coke and SMS the last 4 digits of your barcode to 1887624. The Coca-Cola Big Game Hunter promotion.
Big Pond broadband prices have dived, starting from $29.95 a month on a 24-month plan. Plus, for a limited time, $0 installation for existing Big Pond dial-up members. Call 1-800-008-874.
This weekend, you won't believe the prices.
This weekend, premium queen size 500-gram Aussie wool quilts, not $120, just $69.95. And box stitch queen size white goose down quilts, not $140, $69.95. Not $140, $69.95.
Get Goose designer tomorrow. Goose?
Yeah, and take a gander at top-class flannelette sheets, fitted and flat, just $19.95. Oh, I say.
How hot is that?
That's real hot, Mama.
During Discount City Carpet stock clearance, not only get Adelaide's lowest prices on carpet, but pay cash and get free installation, no matter when you have it laid. For a limited time, buy carpet, pay cash, and don't pay for installation. Discount City Carpet, Superstores and Super Warehouse, your one-stop flooring shop.
When it comes to tools, a tradesman knows that his tools have got to do the job. Knows that when buying tools, he wants a store that has one of the largest ranges. That's why you can trust the guys from Total Trade Supplies. The staff have the expertise and the knowledge because they've used the tools. Whether it's power tools, hand tools, air tools, welding, safety products, adhesive, abrasives, or that hard-to-get tool. Total Trade Supplies, your total supply solution. Cormac Road, Wingfield.
Channel 10 Adelaide appreciates the support of local sponsors of this AFL coverage. Stratco, for all your hardware and home improvement needs. Trust RAA Insurance to look after your possessions. Truscott Hi-Fi. Best advice, low price. And Booze Brothers, proudly South Australian owned.
He's out of his distance. They're ahead, long. To the square, big pack forming. Welsh was up early. Stenglein stayed down, and Stenglein kicks a goal. It is 100th game. Well, it's quarter time, and Adelaide may have won their 13th quarter. First quarter, but they've only won by 1 point. That is the lead. Stenglein and Welsh for the goal. Simmons, who we found out is a relation of Kevin Bartlett, has kicked the first 2. And it's been an open, free-flowing game, so many of the midfielders getting plenty of possession. Another game being played tonight is at the MCG. It's a grand final rematch between the Brisbane Lions and Collingwood. I'm going to show you an update of that score. If you want to watch the replay, you don't want to know the score, you know the drill. You can look away now. Well, Adelaide had a bit of a problem with Trent Henschel in that first term. Let's find out what's happening at ground level. Here's Mark Aston.
Yeah, we reckon it's the same ankle that he injured Matty against Melbourne a couple of weeks ago in that right forward pocket down the northern end. He's been wandering up and down the boundary line. They had a good look at that ankle. It looks as though he might be okay, though. He's a bit tentative, but I reckon he may still play a bit of a role during the next 3 quarters here, which is good news for Adelaide.
Charlie Walsh just sitting in front of Trent Henschel there, and well, there's no ice on it at the moment, so that's one good thing. And just there wasn't a lot there, was there, Chris?
No, but it happened so easily.
Yeah.
You'd think Adelaide certainly hold Trent Henschel in high regard. They won't take any risks with him. That ankle doesn't look good, and I'd be very surprised if he has any more involvement in this game tonight.
Adelaide may be good starters. Fremantle have had trouble in their second quarters. They've only won 4 for the season. They tend to come after half-time with a burst. What will happen in this second term? Crowd getting involved. We're enjoying the game. It's up and down Amy Stadium pretty quickly. The Crows by a point. We're underway in the second term. It'll be Matthew Clark to do battle with Justin Longmuir, and Longmuir crashes to the ground, and Stenglein takes it and gives off to his captain Rashudo, who bangs it forward. Bock couldn't take it. Johncock kept it alive for the Crows, just banged it forward. Hadra went off the ground, stolen by McLeod. That's a super goal for the champ.
Beautiful day for a picnic.
It's perfect. We got everything? Yep.
Good, because we're here.
Warm up this winter with KFC's Picnic Hamper. The family will discover 10 pieces of delicious original recipe chicken, 4 lots of chips, sides, drinks, and picnics inside.
Nice spot, this.
McLeod, he's had 8 possessions. Being picked up by James Walker. Crows by 7 points, 3-3, plays 2-2. Clark went up before acceptances, taken away by Tyson Edwards out of the centre square. Dangerous the Crows if they get that first kick. Skipworth thought he had it and lost it. Picked up, good strong play. Crows through Johncock. Rockets the ball back. Matner onto that trusty left boot. Fergus Watts is the target. Polak worked his way to the front. Chance for Bock. Touch of the fumble. Rashudo with strength. Can't break the tackle. Didn't really hit a target. Hadrill over the top. Dion Woods at the bottom of the pack. Henschel was there. Oh. Taken away by Gallagher. Stands on 50 and finds Johncock by himself. He'll just run into goals and pops it through.
Premiering 8:30 Sunday from the harsh Australian outback, Bryce Courtney's worldwide bestseller
She'll go to jail too.
becomes this year's multi-award-winning mini-series event.
No, I can afford a lawyer, but I want you.
Sam Neill is brilliant in one girl's remarkable true story.
You're going to fight for that child.
Over 2 huge nights,
I would really enjoy the task of ruining and discrediting you.
Jessica premieres Sunday and continues Monday on 10.
Graham Johncock with goal number 19 for the season. The Crows with the perfect start, out to a 13-point margin in just over a minute of play. Big knock forward by Clark. Here's McLeod. Somehow gets it to his forward 50 to Johncock. Now, he could probably get this home from here, but he wants to move it quickly. Welsh early, Watts late, Polak will be paid the mark. 17 disposals to Adelaide this quarter. That kick from Polak was Fremantle's first. Parker, not sure where he's going. They're shell-shocked at the minute, the Dockers. Adelaide have come storming out after quarter time. That's a good hit from Parker, finding Polak, who gave it to him in the first place. Chips up the line. Walker, one of the fastest men in footy. If not the fastest, well, he certainly is over 100 metres, no one gets near him. Again, they had to hug the line. Clark with a spoil. Rashudo was front and square. Matner. Somehow they get forward through Doughty. Johncock's everywhere at the moment, including over the boundary line.
He won the grand final sprint, didn't he?
Yeah, he can run sub 11.
What about Aaron Davey? He wasn't in the grand final sprint last year.
He is quick, isn't he? Yes, he is quick. I'd love to see that. Love to see him running if he's not playing. Melbourne, of course,
young boy with Northern Territory, Richard Tambling, who they'll say will go a top 10 draft pick.
They reckon he's quicker than Davey.
Some say is the fastest player they've ever seen.
Ever. Faster than you, Kevin.
Faster than Chris McDermott.
Get in line for that one.
Rashudo. Crows by 13 points. Finds McLeod. Steadies himself. Welsh on that long lead.
Ooh, gee, I tell you what, some alarm bells for Freo. Chris Connolly certainly got to be a worried man at the start of this second quarter. It is all Adelaide at the moment. Freo just lost the plot. Shudo with his 5th touch.
Good play by McLeod. He just steadied himself, took a couple of very short steps just to sort of wait for Welsh to get a chance to lead towards him.
Certainly did, and much better up the corridor for Adelaide.
Just got to tighten up on some of the key players, don't they?
Well, it's all happening in the midfield. Fremantle asleep, and Adelaide can put you away quickly and can score quickly. Scotty Welsh in good touch, certainly has been over the last month. Taking his time, as there's a blood rule. But again, chance for Adelaide to go further in front.
So Parker's off and Thornton's on. Welsh has been at 24 goals for the season, kicked a goal in the first term. He'll be shooting from just inside 50. Scott Welsh leans back. This is a great kick.
What you need? Stratco's big new home improvement store at St Agnes is celebrating with sensational opening savings. Come and join in the festivities with heaps of fun for the whole family this weekend. And find the range, service and value you need at Stratco today. Do it right! Wow! You'll get everything you need and more at Stratco's big new home improvement store at St Agnes. What you need today?
All Adelaide pros here at the moment. Scott Welsh with 2. They've kicked 3 in this term and they lead by 19 points. We're underway again. Longmuir. Down towards Bell. Edwards right with him again. Hazelby wanted Walker. It's a little bit fierce. Bell slapping it forward. Walker, another chance. Off the ground. Just getting it Fremantle's way. Here's McLeod again though. Out in front of Rashudo. They combine again, Rashudo and McLeod. 9 disposals already in this second term between them. Hadrill goes back. Bock was awake to it though, knew where he was headed. Skipworth trying to keep it in. Boundary umpire disagrees. We have a ball up right on the 50-metre line for the Crows. They're pressing hard.
Neil Craig wants his team to be competitive. Trent Henschel works that ankle. But he wants them to tackle hard and chase hard. Certainly doing that tonight and getting the score on the board.
Headland was everywhere early. That was a clever kick up the line, marked by Hazelby. Shammer running hard, crossing the lines. Up forward. Great courage again from Stengline. Enjoying his 100th. Was chipping it over the top. Adelaide have got time to share it. This is Tawney. Back through the middle. It ends up with Gallagher. That's where it started. He got it from Doughty. Not his best kick. Bounces forward. Watts did well. Welsh can't beat 3 or 4 Dockers. Thornton lost it. Watts still going. Gets a kick forward. That was well done by Hadrill. Again, Walker, Hazelby. Adelaide creating some defensive pressure inside their forward 50. Stengline over the top of Bell. He gets the free kick.
And a fraction overzealous too, but they certainly got the pressure on, and Fremantle just lost the plot in the last 5 or 6 minutes. They need a steadying goal. This is when you look to your leaders. Where is Hazelby? Where is Bell? Where is Headland? Fremantle need them now before this game gets too far away from them.
Thornton now, and they run it through the middle. That's a dangerous kick though, because Doughty's read it, and he's got it. Adelaide on the rebound. Oh, McLeod, get the tape out. You don't see that very often. And somehow Simmons, diving, almost took it. McManus in there. Also Byron Shammer, he wants a free kick, it won't be. And a chance for Fremantle to go forward. And take a look at that, the look away, fooled everyone, including the great man Andrew Cloud.
Adelaide too good at the ground level ball at the moment. That's where the game's being won and lost. So much stronger at the contest than Freo. Freo need a couple of sacrificial acts, a couple of hard bodies, someone to lead by example.
Crows by 19 points. There's Matner, just hacks it off the ground. Gallagher, likewise, but misses. Shammer didn't hit a target. Edwards is quick, breaks the tackle. Got to hold him up. Here's McGregor, wants a kind bounce, gets it on centre wing. Just ambles away. Kicks down towards the half-forward line, reading it well, is Hayden. Outmarks very, very strongly across halfback. Finds Thornton to Parker. Just trying to set something up for the Dockers. Just in panic mode. Just not quite hitting targets. Under pressure, some wild handballs. Woods, back edge of the centre square, finds Thornton. Young man from Springvale. Picking up some possessions. Kicks ball deep inside 50 and Stengline. Oh, I like the idea of a bigger opponent playing on a smaller opponent when they come to a tagging role. Because you can outmark, you've got that physical presence. And Stengline, what would he be? Would he be 6'2"?
Yeah, he's 6'2", and very good in the air, as we've obviously seen tonight. I mean, he came to Adelaide as a full-back and a key defender. Playing that role as a run-with player extremely well.
Now, this boy's got some talent. Riley uses the ball well, finds Tawney. Just a transfer of play. McLeod wanted it. Now they can set up to Bassett, who's in space. So the Hound kicks to the half-forward line. Looking for Fergus Watt. Polak read it far quicker than Fergus. Taken away by Dion Woods. Punched to the ground that time by Watts. That'll bring a smile to Neil Craig's face.
You'd be forgiven if you're thinking Rolling Stones there, wouldn't you? Woods and Watts.
Here's Stengline. This is a good grab, just over the top of Peter Bell. Adelaide's taken 10 contested marks in this match to Fremantle's 3. Longmuir battles it out. Gets rid of Clark to Headland, who kicks wide. Hayden goes to ground. Johncock caught high as well, but they'll pay the first free. We'll come back to Hayden.
Gee, there's just a lack of care with Fremantle at the moment. Some very casual attacks on the ball. Little lack of respect and paying the price.
Thornton backs himself in. I like the look of Thornton. Likely customer, pushed out that time by the Wiz, got away with it. Riley with a strong tackle. Sandlands goes to ground, and he's been paid a free kick. Jeff Farmer, just the 2 possessions, 1 kick, 1 handball. Shammer drills the ball in, too much carry on the ball. Pavlich, tied up by McGregor, tosses the ball away, shoveled the ball out. Farmer forces the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in. Just under 11 minutes left in the second term, and the Crows lead by 19 points.
Certainly do, all over Fremantle at the moment, running in numbers, confidence high, a young team full of confidence. A dangerous proposition at Amy Stadium when the Crows are on song.
Chance for the Dockers. Simmons doing the ruck work. Pavlich the tackler.
Just got to manufacture a goal, Fremantle. Pinch a goal, they're in the danger zone. Got to pinch a goal out of nowhere. Stem the flow of goals to the Crows.
There's Hazelby getting very close attention from Stengline. 35 metres out from the Dockers' goal. Doughty had it, lost it. McManus trying to set up, looking for Headland. Running with a fly, the ball can kick a goal. Headland, 15 metres out, bangs it home.
What are the chances of a tree falling onto your car at One Tree Hill?
I know.
Yep. Last weekend. And because the tree went through the roof, so did my insurance premiums. So I rang around to compare prices. But these insurance companies, Trev, they're all the same.
Did someone call the RAA?
Not me.
Ninth goal for the season for Des Headland, but it took over 13 minutes for Fremantle to score in this second term. The margin back to 13 points. Clark and Sandilands. Clark winning it, but Hazelby reading it the best. Going forward, McManus. Promising here for the Dockers. To the goal front. Medhurst. Strong take. Beautiful mark, Paul Medhurst. Bassett has the height advantage, has the weight advantage. Medhurst, the skill.
Well, that was magnificent. Once again, no fuss this time from Fremantle. Just get it into the hot spot. Not much else Nathan Bassett could have done. That is class from Paul Medhurst. So strong in holding his ground, and that's as good as it gets.
He is the leading goal kicker for the Dockers once again. He's kicked 31 goals. And this, for 2 goals in a minute, get the Dockers right back in it. Very good shot on goal is Paul Medhurst. Straight through the middle, his first for the evening. The Dockers right in it now.
Welcome to Dodo. Dodo, I'm ready to move up to broadband internet, but I don't want to spend a fortune. Well, I'm your dad. My broadband internet plan with unlimited downloads is just $29.90 a month for the first 3 months. With broadband, you can talk on the phone and use the internet at the same time. Wow, unlimited broadband for just $29.90 a month for the first 3 months? Dodo, that'll save me heaps. You really are my hero. Gotta fly!
Inspiring stuff by that man on screen, Paul Medhurst. Such a strong grab. 5-3-33. The Dockers 4-2-26. Back to 7 points. Clark comes charging in, beats Sandlands, taken away by Hazelby. All of a sudden, they've got their tails up. Here's Seagirt. Kicks the ball to 50, taken away by Riley, doing a good job. Playing on the whiz. Getting back was Dion Woods. Couldn't take it, recovers well. Dion Woods kicks to space. Seagirt is going to run onto the ball. Just needs a kind bounce. Gets support from Sandlands. Stands his ground. Dances on a dollar. Then hammers the ball in. Here's Simmons. Couldn't take it. Toyney goes clean hands. Back to Doughty. Bassett. His hands full with Medhurst. Kicks the ball wide. Looking for the champ. McLeod has got it. And he's off. Cook did well. Chased hard. And coming over the top that time was Hayden. He'd be happy to take it to the line. Keeps it alive to Thornton. Smart play. Back to Hadrill. All of a sudden in space, Headland has got it. He's been in space by himself all night. 11 possessions to Des Headland. Go on this second term to kickstart this revival from the Dockers to the half-forward line. Sandland stands his ground in front. Nearly took a chest mark. Gallagher pulled off the ball by McManus. Pavlich hasn't quite hit his straps. This time back to Cook. Tumbles the ball forward. McGregor. It's the Crows now under pressure. Early in this quarter, it looked like the Dockers were starting to panic. Now it's the Crows. Hard to get a clean possession. Finds Rashudo. He's across half back to Doughty. They can set up some run. Toyney. He's on centre wing. Welsh is on a long lead. Here comes Welsh. Parker did well. Got a hand to the ball. Seagirt rockets out the handball. Goes short. Finds Bell. He's a good player, Parker. He's quick. Gets his body in front. Hayden across half back. 33 plays 26. The Crows by 7. They're led by a point at quarter time. And on the stretch, McGregor.
Rashudo provides an option for him, but Hazelby's a wake-up, and McGregor, wonderful pair of hands, will kick it in the Fergus Watts direction. He's got to beat 2, though. Matner couldn't quite get clean possession when the boundary line arrived. 7-point margin, just over 7 minutes remaining in the first half. The captain leading from the front disposal-wise for the Crows. And Hayden and Thornton. Thornton's been very impressive for the Dockers. Bell, Cook, Headland, a little bit fancy. Edwards may get one too high here. No. Ball up just outside the forward 50 for the Adelaide Crows. Kicked the opening 3 goals of their second term. The Dockers have answered with 2. Trent Henschel has got an ankle problem. At the moment, though, still doing his stretches, still available to come back out on the ground. The 2 captains, the 2 number 32s are at it. And Peter Bell was in underneath.
It was clever play by Peter Bell. Put himself in the position to get the free.
He knows how to do that, doesn't he? Thornton still running hard. Sandlands provides an option for him. Likes to just give it off. Hazelby knew it was coming. Back in board, a couple of players. One of them, Dion Woods. Well, they go out again, but they've still got possession. It's back and forth. Here we go. Take 3. Woods kicks it long. Tough one to mark. Medhurst again. Bassett. Boundary throw in.
Yeah, not pretty, was it? No, and they look much better, Fremantle, when they've been able to get the ball on quickly. Not try and make too many decisions, but they have started to win the ball away from some clearances inside 50, a dangerous area, this one, you would think, for Adelaide.
Simmons with Rutten. Headland accelerates out of the congestion and kicks He wants Cook. He's got some time. Thought about the goal, decides to lay it off. McManus, who's been good in this second term, has a shot from 40 metres out, almost directly in front.
Yeah, as poor as it was for Freo at the start of this quarter, it's gone sour for Adelaide. Once again, the ball away from the clearance for Fremantle. Troy Cook on his own, numerous options, goes inside the corridor to McManus. And you should jot this one down. Peter Bell comes from the ground, as does Sandlands, as does Headland, multiple changes.
McManus has only kicked the 4 goals for the year. He raises it to 5.
Ready to get your hands on a big record-breaking interest-free deal with a huge 48-month interest-free on widescreen plasma and LCD TVs? Dive into radio rentals for 48 months interest-free on washers. Get 48 months interest-free when you grab a fridge or a freezer. Gotcha! Or get a new computer with 48 months interest-free. Get a record-breaking 48 months interest-free at SA's biggest electrical retailer. Now that's big!
The Dockers have hit back, 5-2-32, they trail by a point, 5-3-33 the Crows. They've found a player in this young Scott Thornton, young boy from Springvale, about 192 centimetres. He's just playing game number 9. He's their leading possession winner with 13 in the game so far. He's coming across half-back, and he's been killing the Crows.
Another clearance.
Brown hammers the ball back inside 50. Simmons is always going to be the big man target, and Riley.
Good courage.
I think the Crows have found a player in Riley as well. Short, finds Goodwin. First game in 12 weeks. Short to John Cock. Still across half-back. All of a sudden, that free-flowing game that the Crows had in the first part of this second quarter has dried up. Full marks to the Dockers. They have worked their way back into this game as John Cock kicks to a pack of players. He was looking for Bock. Hayden slaps the ball out to Seagate. May have been a bit of a surprise packet. This kid has. This is Thornton. Charges through the centre square. Pumps the ball inside 50. The big fist away from McGregor. Doughty beaten this time by McManus. The wily veteran.
Oh, great vision.
Longmuir. It was a great kick. And McManus has just kicked the goal. He's hot. Longmuir is a very good kick.
Oh, great vision then from McManus. Just caught him out the corner of his eye. There it is. And on his own, just drifting forward the last 10 minutes. Fremantle on top in the ruck. Sandlands palming the ball. Now Longmuir with an opportunity to kick a goal.
Well, I'm mozzing by saying that he's their straightest kick. No. Straight through the centre.
In a new OC, Jimmy's big secret is out.
Are you telling me you lost everything? That is my money.
This is your mess, Jimmy. You clean it up.
Now, the woman he's always wanted.
And the woman he married.
Go head to head.
He did all this for you because he wanted to give you everything. How interesting that you should take his side.
If you think the drama stops there, you're in for a treat. Someone will be caught in a deadly line of fire. The OC, 8:30 Tuesday.
Justin Longmuir with his first, and Adelaide led by 19 points. Now they trail by 5. And the matchup, Sandlands v Biglands, is working for the Dockers at the moment. As Chris mentioned, they're getting the clearances. This time it's Longmuir. Shirley will get a free kick, push in the back. Umpire Woodcock agreeing with the Adelaide Crows fans.
Robert Shirley on to replace Mark Rasciuto. It's a key move. You take Rasciuto out of the midfield, it certainly hurts Adelaide.
Crows go forward again. Bock was the target. Going back is Thornton. As Kevin mentioned, he's been everywhere. There's a lot of Shane Parker in Scott Thornton. The way he moves around. Not his best kick, but it was touch of play on. Edwards. Doughty. Could be a free kick to Bock. It is. Just over 3 minutes remaining. First half. Second quarter, a real swing in momentum. Adelaide now to go forward inside their 50. Welsh and Parker do the dance of lava up forward. Nathan Bock, 60 metres from goal. Eventually, it's a lead from Biglands. Almost the mark. It's paid. Rhett Biglands, a tough shot, a very difficult angle. He's kicked 4 goals, 1 for the season. I'm open to offers, Chris.
Yeah, and you're not getting one from me. It's not the pocket you want to be kicking goals from at Amy, and with all due respect to Rhett, while he poses a target up forward, kicking probably not his strength.
Biglands to put the Crows back in front.
What a jump!
Never in doubt. Wonderful finish. Crows in front.
See, you build them up, they let you down.
It was never going to miss, was it? It was straight as it could be. It was gun barrel straight.
And look, a much-needed goal to Adelaide as well. It's been all Fremantle the last 10 minutes. Brett Bigland's the man under siege too. Pushes forward, very athletic.
Bounced off his head.
And while maybe a fraction lucky to get paid the mark as to whether he actually controlled the ball, A for effort, and a fantastic kick for goal, stems the tide, answers the challenge.
Bit lucky, didn't hold the mark for mine. Brett Biglands even bounced it off his head, still didn't take it on the way down. Never really had clean purchase on the ball. But he's got the goal, and they're back in front by a point. 6-3 plays 6-2. We've played just on 25 and a half minutes into this second term. Just over 2 minutes left. Edwards at the bottom of the pack. Goodwin, just a bit rusty. Would have taken that at his best. Doughty tried to break the tackle from the Wiz. All tied up by Farmer. Good tackle. Hasn't had much of the ball, Jeff Farmer, but that was a good tackle. Just 2 possessions.
Michael Doughty looking a little worse for wear. Did the right thing, though. Knew the body was coming. Had to take clean possession. Did so. Forced the ball up. Paid the price.
Yeah, there's a Crows player off the ball. Looks a bit sick and sorry. That's Doughty. So they're virtually one short from that ball up. Taken away by Troy Cook. Here's the Wiz. He's got it. Maybe a bit of magic. Goes wide, good kick. Pavlich just strolled onto the ball. And this is where Scott Welsh kicked the goal in the first quarter. There's Doughty. He's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, he doesn't look well at all, does he? Seemed to be holding his hand at the start. Oh, and probably holding his nose afterwards. Just an accident, you would imagine, but not overly healthy.
First disposal for Pavlich in this second term. So he's been quiet, so the Dockers have done well without their star. This to put them back in front. Pavlich starts it wide, bends it back. That's a gem. Oh. Dockers in front.
Well, you said it, KB. He hasn't had the biggest of games, but he can make an impact in a short amount of time. Matthew Pavlich with the big kick at goal from the tough pocket. Kenny McGregor has done an extremely good job on him.
Great finishing, though, isn't it? I mean, it's 4 straight in this quarter for Adelaide, 5 straight for the Dockers, 9 goals straight for the quarter, and a couple of tough kicks from Biglands and Pavlich.
None tougher than those 2 pockets. Yep. Matty Pavlich with the big goal and the answering one for Fremantle. They've had a good quarter, especially the second half. They looked almost dead in the water. In a game they must win to stay in the finals race. Showing some courage.
Yeah, it's an important game for the Dockers, and they're back in front. They lead by 5 points. Adelaide led by a point at quarter time. We're inside the last minute.
Just winning the clearances, aren't they? I mean, they're dominating the ruck in the second half of this second quarter. Justin Longmuir, the man at the moment. Sandlands in the first part of the quarter, dominating from the clearances.
Ball to Edwards, who kicks it while it's in mid-air. Clean take from John Cock. Releases Matner through the centre square. Long ball. Watts couldn't get it over the back. Parker. Will he concede? No. He's got some players out wide. One of them is Roger Hayden. Hayden slowing it down. The Dockers will go into half-time here at Amy with a 5-point lead. They were challenged, and as I mentioned at the start of the quarter, they'd only won 4 of 15 coming into this game in the second quarter, and they've done well to lead by 5 points. Let's quickly go to Mark Aston.
Doughty, yeah, I am, guys. Michael Doughty went straight down the race, holding his nose, his chin, no blood. Here's a replay of what happened. The head driven into the ground, and then that is the knee that has caused the damage from Farmer. Not intentional, of course, but that would certainly give him a headache. So I'll get an update on whether or not he will take any further part. And I think you may be right, Chris. I think Trent Henshaw perhaps will probably take no further part, although there he is there at the back of the pack running okay, but you just get the feeling that Trent will probably watch the rest of the game. But having said that, if Adelaide are in trouble, they may be forced to use him.
Thanks, Mark. Well, it's half-time here at Amy Stadium. The Dockers lead by 5 points, and Andrew McLeod was busy early. Just bangs it forward. Couldn't take it. John Cock kept it alive for the Crows. Just banged it forward. Hadra went off the ground. Stolen by McLeod. That's a super goal for the champ.
A man's got to win. Make the tough decisions. Get on top and stay there. And you can't do that without a canoe. And to have the biggest, strongest, longest canoe, you need to be your best. Yes, life can be tough, and canoes can be awkward. So why not ignore it all with a refreshing Carlton Draft?
At Casual Living Furniture, save up to 50% during our manufacturer's once-a-year stock take sale. Fantastic furniture savings, all at up to 50% off, or until sold out. Now extended till July 18. Think living, think Casual Living. Keswick, Marion and Enfield.
Discover Michelin's passion for innovation. We've created tyres that last longer and tested them for ultimate comfort. Discover comfort mile after mile with the energy range from Michelin. Michelin. Discover a new driving experience.
Unsurpassed engineering. Unparalleled technology. It blows away the competition. Champion. Mach 3 Turbo Champion. It's the closest, most comfortable shave. Gillette guarantees it or your money back. Now with a red-hot new look, nothing else even comes close. Test drive one today. Mach 3 Turbo Champion from Gillette. The best a man can get.
Big Pond broadband prices have dived. Starting from $29.95 a month on a 24-month plan. Plus, for a limited time, $0 installation for existing Big Pond dial-up members. Call 1-800-008-874.
Ford Escape four-wheel drive. Tough stuff. Now with a bad boy pack on the XLS 2.3 litre, valued at over $3,000, including alloy wheels, side steps, and skid plates.
AGL is turning on the gas. And right now, existing AGL customers who accept a gas and electricity plan from AGL will receive $50 off their gas and a $50 AGL Energy Shop voucher. You could also save more on your electricity. To turn on to AGL and start saving, call 131-245 today. AGL, Australian for gas and electricity.
The sale you've been waiting for is about to start. The Island Surf end of season sale. For 4 days only, the big, no, huge, no, massive Island Surf sale is on. All top brand labels are being sacrificed at up to a whopping 50% off. Billabong, Rip Curl, Rusty, Quicksilver and Roxy. All price cut by up to 50%. 4 days only. The up to 50% off Island Surf sale. 363 Brighton Road, Hove.
Time here at Amy Stadium, and it's been a very entertaining game, and Adelaide led by 1 point at quarter time. The Dockers in front now by 5 points. Scott Welsh has a couple. Simmons kicked the first 2 goals for the Fremantle Dockers. Doughty, Rashudo and John Cock getting plenty of the ball, as is Scott Thornton, who's been outstanding for the Fremantle Dockers, coming off a half-back flank or playing right up through the middle of the ground. And Chris, I mentioned it's been entertaining. It's been fast flying. We've seen some courageous marks and some good marks, and all in all, the score's probably about right. A kick in it.
It probably is. It looked like Adelaide were going to blow Fremantle away at the start of that second quarter. So dominant through the midfield. To Fremantle's credit, they answered the challenge and got themselves back in the game. Desi Headland getting some important touches for them. He seemed to be the free player in the midfield, finding Troy Simmons on that occasion, and he kicked beautifully for goal early.
There was a few loose players early on, wasn't it? And we saw the ball going up and down the ground fairly quickly, but scoring was pretty slow. I mean, we halfway through the first quarter, we only had 2 goals. Stenglein was in the right spot at the right time because he knows where to go.
Well, Brent Riley was playing the sweeping role for Adelaide. He was getting plenty of the footy, the ball going between half-back and half-back for both teams. Andrew McLeod playing that sweeping role, as we've seen Neil Craig make him do over the last couple of weeks on the end of it, and that's class.
Certainly was, and this was the period where Adelaide were right in control and Fremantle were really under the pump. And I guess full credit to Chris Connolly for saying, OK, we're under some pressure here, let's just stay with it, let's just win some clearances.
Fremantle gone for all money at that stage. Mark Rasciuto, Andrew McLeod completely dominant, working together beautifully, and just seemed to be running through the midfield untouched. No pressure on that kick from McLeod. Welsh takes the mark, kicks the goal, and it looked a matter of how much for Adelaide. Then all of a sudden, they won some ball in the clearances. This was the first one. Sandlands with the touch. McManus with a bit of class, Headlands with some courage. They got a goal out of nowhere. They needed to manufacture one, they did, and then the floodgates opened.
And there's no question that they've looked a different side when Sandilands has gone the ruck. Nothing against Justin Longmore, but when he's come off, Sandilands has been able to win some clearances. Good strong take there by Medhurst, and McManus has been heavily involved, but I like them better when Sandilands is playing.
Yeah, I think he adds that bit of something special about them, as does this bloke. Just got some great vision too, haven't they? And when they did the first thing that came into their mind, Fremantle, they looked dangerous. Too often they tried to overuse the ball. McManus was an important player in that second quarter, as was Headland. And as you said, the midfield roles changed. It was all Rasciuto and McLeod early, then it was all Headland. Hazelby got himself into the game as well. He'd been a quiet player in the first quarter. And McManus, as we've said, 3 important touches.
3 goal assists.
Hey, chalk them up.
This was playing basketball. There was Justin Longmore putting that through. All in all, it was great finishing, though, wasn't it? I mean, this was a lucky decision for Biglands. I mean, it did bounce off his head. You weren't prepared to back him. He was never going to miss.
Probably the last bloke in the team that I was prepared to back. Got the fortuitous mark, but again, you'll take him every time, and he kicked a great goal that he needed to kick. And doesn't something always happen when Jeff Farmer's in and around the game? And just found Pavlik, and this again, pure class. It is a tough pocket to kick a goal from.
It always sort of bends right to left coming out of that pocket at Amy Stadium. 9 straight goals, indicative of perhaps what will come in the second half?
Yeah, well, the game opened up, didn't it? I mean, it was that real tussle. Then all of a sudden, we've seen the shootout we expected. You know, the one match-up of Stenglein on Peter Bells worked pretty well in both ways. I mean, Stenglein's had a real influence on the game, but Bells had his moments as well. Hazelby and Rasciuto head-to-head. It's opened up. Look forward to a great second half.
Yes, one player the Adelaide Crows would love to have out there tonight is Ben Hart. He'll join us after the break. We'll see how his injury is going and take a look at what's going to happen with the Dockers and the Crows from Amy Stadium.
Channel 10's international multi-award-winning mini-series based on one girl's inspiring true story
I want one of my daughters to have the chance I never had.
is this year's world premiere, Sunday.
For a feast for any young man's sexual appetite. I'm a mom. A filthy whore. I need to lie. My daughter was a virgin. Betrayal.
She'll go to jail too. Murder. Your precious Jessica, that slut.
I think Jack Thomas put them both up.
Casual Living Furniture save up to 50% during our manufacturer's once-a-year stock take sale. Fantastic furniture savings, all at up to 50% off, or until sold out. Now extended till July 18. Think living, think casual living. Keswick, Marion and Enfield.
Salads Plus is changing. We've got some new things, and we've made some good things even better. Like our Berry Nice Yogurt Crunch, now with 25% less sugar. And a juicy new lean beef burger with less than 9 grams of fat per serve. Or if you want the burger satisfaction without the meat, try our new and improved veggie burger. And if you're on the go, go for our new real fruit smoothie. That's 98.5% fat-free. New and improved Salads Plus. Change has never tasted so good.
We're here to see whether the new sporty Falcon SR will go as fast as the Falcon V8 supercar. With over $6,000 of extra value, including 17-inch alloys, automatic transmission with sequential sport shift, sports body kit, 6-stack CD, designer sports trim, leather-wrapped steering wheel, and cruise control, it's sure to do well. New Falcon SR, with over $6,000 of extra value, it'll go quick. Can't get enough of this.
The power of Anticol with its red centre rapidly clears the nose and soothes the throat. With powerful fast vapor action relief, clear the way with Anticol. Because Bunnings Warehouse has the lowest prices every day, you can still afford to do all the home improvements you want. Rubber doormat, $4.95. Energy Saver globes, $16.89 per pack. 4-litre in-colour interior acrylic, $45. Outdoor pole heater, a low $247. 1,300-watt hammer drill, $69. And silicone sealants from $6.40 each. We won't be beaten on price. That's guaranteed.
Bunnings Warehouse!
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Discover Michelin's passion for innovation. We've created tyres that last longer and tested them for ultimate comfort. Discover comfort mile after mile with the energy range from Michelin. Michelin. Discover a new driving experience.
Stadium, one of the greats of the Adelaide Football Club, Ben Hart, has joined me. And Ben, welcome. Nice to see you, but we prefer to see you out on the ground. Frustrating year for you. Hamstring problems again and again. Where are you at the moment?
Yeah, thanks, Matty. It's I'm probably a couple of weeks away, 1 or 2 weeks, hopefully. I've just kept re-injuring the hamstring, the same one. At the moment, I've got a little bit of calcification in there, so a little bit of bone in the muscle, which is probably not good for anyone, and it's just holding me back a little bit.
Must be very frustrating for you. One of the keys to your career has been your longevity. You played so many games, ability to be injury-free, and all of a sudden you're spending, 4 games you played. You're spending the whole year virtually on the sidelines watching.
Yeah, it has been very frustrating. I haven't been to, it took me a long time to get over the first one, and then sort of got back into the fold of things and re-injured it when I felt my body felt really good, and just re-injured it. So it's been very frustrating having, especially when the club's going through probably one of the poorest starts. Not being able to get out there and help has been pretty difficult.
I guess the hamstring is still proving a problem with yourself and other players in other clubs. It's something we still can't quite get right.
Yeah, I think as Kevin Sheedy may have said that they've got no idea what how to cure them or why we're doing them so much. But has been frustrating. There's been a few guys at our club as well who have done them over the time, this year especially. So hopefully we can find a cure soon.
Yes, the club's had a change with Gary Ayres moving on and Neil Craig taking over. You haven't been playing, but I guess you've been in a good position to watch or get a feel for what's happening around the club. How have you read it?
Yeah, look, I think it's been a positive move. Probably one that was not overdue, but probably around the right time something had to happen. I don't think things are working with Gary superbly anyway. And Craig has come in, a breath of fresh air, and it's been a good change, very positive, and the boys seem to respond, and hopefully we can string a few wins together, and maybe Neil will be there at the end of the year. It's always a situation where some players seem to free up when a coach changes. We're seeing some of that tonight. How have you read the first half? Just a kick in it. It's a pretty open flowing sort of game. Yeah, it is. I think both sides are playing obviously loose people in defence and trying to set up a lot of run, and it's been a bit patchy. We've had control for a little bit of the time, and then as in the second half of that quarter, Fremantle had control. So it's pretty open and free running. It's probably just the ones who can use it the best in the second half will get up. 6 games to go. How many can you play? I'd love to say 6, but look, I'm hopeful of 5, so hopefully I can get in over the next couple and stay in there for the rest of the year. We'd love to see you back. I'm sure Adelaide Crows fans would, and I'm sure footy fans right around the country would as well. Good on you, mate. Thanks. Ben Hart joining me. We'll come back with the second half right after this.
This weekend, you won't believe the prices.
This weekend, premium queen size 500-gram Aussie wool quilts, not $120, just $69.95. And box stitch queen size white goose down quilts,
not 140, 69.95, not 140, 69.95.
Get Goose designer tomorrow. Goose?
Yeah, and take a gander at top-class flatland sheets, fitted and flat, just 19.95. Oh, I say.
How hot is that?
That's real hot, Mama.
More beef. More cheese. Double the beef, double the cheese, topped off with delicious relish, lettuce and mayo. That's Hungry Jack's Double Delish, $5.65 with regular Coke and fries.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
One super fund has been looking after building and construction industry employees longer than any other. It's the fund that's helped create hundreds of jobs. The fund that has 37,000 employers and over 390,000 members. Members that have enjoyed competitive returns year after year. The super fund is CBUS, and they've just turned 20.
CBUS, 20 years and building.
The Dunlop SP Sport 300E out-corners a conventional tyre. It out-brakes a conventional tyre. It out-handles a conventional tyre. Because of its revolutionary silica compound, the Dunlop SP Sport 300E is anything but conventional. What are your tyres made of? Isn't it amazing what you can do with most search engines? You can check out the cryptic crossword in the Indian Express, or even buy a pair of Fred Astaire's famous tap dancing shoes from a shop in New York, but still have trouble finding something in your own backyard. Now with census.com.au, there's one place you can search for whatever you're looking for, from around the world to just around the corner. Census, all you need to know.
Don't miss Hyundai's cold hard deals this winter, like the limited edition Santa Fe Elite with leather interior and more from just $32,990. Save a cool $2,000. Hyundai's cold hard deals now on.
Get into the AFL action on 10 and into the Telstra Player of the Year competition. SMS the full name of the player you think will be the highest ranked from each Saturday's telecast game to 1887-526, and you'll be in the running for a weekly cash prize of $1,000. Plus, each time you enter, you'll go into the major prize draw for a chance to win a trip for you and 3 mates to the AFL Grand Final and $10,000 in cash. Remember to SMS each week and you could win these great prizes thanks to Telstra.
Channel 10 Adelaide appreciates the support of local sponsors of this AFL coverage. Stratco, for all your hardware and home improvement needs. Trust RAA Insurance to look after your possessions. Truscott Hi-Fi, best advice, low price. And Booze Brothers, proudly South Australian owned.
Maybe some stars of the future at half-time enjoying themselves, and maybe another Wayne Carey who is walking across the ground at half-time. He's up in the coach's box just offering some advice. If he sees anything pertinent, just chipping in with a little bit, of course, with Darren Jarman, the magnificent player, assistant coach here at the Crows. Let's find out what's been happening, some injury problems for the Adelaide Crows. Here's Mark Aston.
Yeah, good on you, Matty. Michael Doughty won't take any further part. He's got concussion. Trent Henschel is okay, so he may come back on in the second half. A lot of talk about whether or not that incident involving Farmer and Doughty may well be looked at during the week.
Thanks, Mark. Yes, Mark Doughty popping a knee to the face just before half-time. We're in for a big second half here at Amy Stadium. It's a 5-point margin to the Dockers. A crucial game for them. And the crowd certainly enjoying the contest so far. Third quarter underway. Sandilands against Clark. Clark bounds over the top, and Rashudo with a quick clearance for the Crows. Unfortunately for them, Box seemed to slip at the last minute, and Hadrill got it over to Thornton, who's looking for Hazelby. Around the corner, there's Thornton once again, who is
This kid is
Brought his own footy.
He's fantastic, this young kid.
7th disposal coming up for Scott Thornton. And what is Kevin? 9th game, was it? 9th game. That's fantastic, isn't it? Good to see. Pavlich. Be quiet in that second term. Going long. McManus going back. Tawney over the top. Matner. Searching handball forward to Rashudo. Gallagher trying to bust through. Gets support and Goodwin.
Kick.
Does kick it. He was listening. Fergus what's the target. With him Polak. Good tackle by Watts. Wrapping up. The Fremantle defender will have the ball up just outside the Adelaide Crows forward 50. We'll have a restart. Clark and Sandilands now into place, and plenty of players around the ball, as you can see. Shammer's there first for the Dockers. Highly skilled player. No one to switch to, though. Goes back to Hayden. John Cock with great pace arrives and forces the error.
Simon Goodwin will take the free kick. Started on the bench, got a great cheer when he came onto the ground, one of the favourites for the Adelaide Crows, All-Australian. Goodwin is between half forward and centre wing, so he backtracks, conceded ground, finds Gallagher and sets it up to McGregor. Still inside the centre square.
Just again, too long to get the ball inside 50. Fremantle flooding back.
He was looking for Scott Welsh. Here's a chance. Skipworth kicks a high ball towards the goal square, going to drop short. Fergus, what? Nearly read it better than anyone. Taken away by Hayden, good turn of pace, then drills the ball in. And finds McManus. Very good in that second quarter. They've got a great record this year in the third term too, the Dockers. They've won 11 third quarters, which is the equal highest with Brisbane of any team in the competition. So they're going to throw down the gauntlet to the Crows as Dion Woods goes wide, finds Walker. Inside 50, Simmons on a lead, got thumped away that time by Bassett, picked up by Rutten. Clark, they're sharing the ball around. Tackling is very strong from Fremantle. Since about 15 minutes in that second quarter, they up the ante. Stenglein has kicked the goal in his 100th game. Looking for Riley. Just skids over the line for a boundary throw-in. So we see Red Biglan's there, Robert Shirley, Michael Doughty, and Trent Henschel. But Doughty's not there. He's suffering from concussion. Accidental knee from Jeff Farmer late in that second quarter. Sandlands put his big frame in front. Chance for Matner with a strength. Rashudo left the field late in that second quarter, and they lost a little bit too, Chris. They just need him on the field. Here's Goodwin. Pumps the ball back. John Cock on the stretch, couldn't take it. Dion Woods is nimble, finds Thornton. Young man in a hurry, gives it across the bell. Here's the loose player, sets up, finds Sandlands. Tallest man ever to play. Goes short, didn't quite hit his target, McManus. We've got a ball up just outside 50.
Classic situation with Sandlands there, wasn't it? Being the ruckman, he's always expecting someone to run past, just give off, forced to kick.
Yeah, and his skills aren't too bad, so sometimes you just got to back yourself. But again, loose players everywhere started this third quarter, much the same as we saw in the second quarter, heading for a shootout. Which team can dominate?
I saw Longmuir there on the bench. He'll come on into the ruck. He was very good in that second quarter and kicked the goal as well. Working hard is Hazelby. Now the whistle has gone and Bassett has got it. So a transfer of play. The Crows just trying to get some momentum, and there's Gallagher on the stretch. Takes a very nice grab.
Gallagher's got to play all on his own on the wing, and it's Jason Tawney. Shammer arrived, made good ground to cover him. Tawney in turn wants Riley on the stretch. Mark is paid. Riley started so brilliantly when sweeping. He'll forget about that kick, but somehow Rashudo gets it from Watts, and he's 60 metres out, decides to go to Welsh. Welsh will get a free kick for a push in the back, and he'll go back to kick his third. So from the error of Riley with his poor kick, Adelaide are still in a great position. Welsh with a chance to put the Crows back in front.
Certainly looked dangerous all night, Scotty Welsh. Mark Rashudo with the footy, again giving him some good service. And maybe a fraction lucky to get the free kick. But you'll take him. And he kicked pretty well for goal tonight, Scott Welsh. Got two already. Looked dangerous all night. and a chance to put Adelaide back in front.
Lining up for number 3. 35 metres out. Not a problem in the world. Crows hit the front early in this third term.
Pick up a slab of Cascade Premium Light, only $24.99 a carton. Or warm up with Johnny Walker Red, $26.99, and Johnny Black, only $33.99 each. Buy both for only $59. Cooper's Dark Ale, $8.99 a six-pack or $31.99 a carton, and Berry 5-litre casks, just $9.99 each.
Well, the Crows led by a point at quarter time, and that is still the margin. 6 minutes into this third term, 45 plays 44, 7-3 to 7-2 as Sandland charges in Headland. Tried to tickle the ball, taken by Seagate. Shammer hammers the ball back towards the half-forward line. Chance for Pavlich. Kicked a great goal in the second term. Farmer volleyballs at the Headland. This could be a great goal. Fantastic play by the Dockers.
Doesn't look too good, Nathan. Let's take your boot off. What are you doing?
Only Coca-Cola goes the distance to get you exclusive AFL prizes like captain's jerseys and footy signed by last year's 3 Brownlow medalists. To enter, just drink code and SMS the last 4 digits of your barcode to 1887624. The Coca-Cola Big Game Hunter promotion.
Headland's got 2. He's been good. And a dig set spike there from the Dockers. Let's get a mention. Headland. 16 disposals. Dockers back in front. Another lead change. A 5-point game. Has all the makings of a thriller, this one. Looking forward to that last term as Bell kicks forward. Rashudo was in front of the Farmer contest. The long searching handball to Edwards, who has confidence to run past Sandilands, but looked up and saw Shammer. Walker punching it forward. Clean take from Hazelby. McManus running past him. Farmer. The crowd will give him a nice warm welcome for the rest of this game. And he hooks it back beautifully to Shammer, who can play on and kick another one for the Dockers. Byron Shammer to the goal line. He likes it. It's there. Another goal for Fremantle.
Big Pond broadband prices have dived, starting from $29.95 a month on a 24-month plan. Plus, for a limited time, $0 installation for existing Big Pond dial-up members. Call 1-800-008-874.
More beef. More cheese. Double the beef, double the cheese. Topped off with delicious relish, lettuce and mayo. That's Hungry Jack's Double Delish. $5.65 with regular Coke and fries.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Dockers by 11 points. McLeod was very good early for the Crows. Just 1 disposal since the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. They need Andrew McLeod, the champion action, along with Rashudo, who's their leading possession winner with 19. But all of a sudden the Dockers, Headland's been good since the opening bounce. Hazelby pulled off the ball. Kicked off the ground by Riley. Walker tried to tickle the ball. Fergus Watts charging through. Guess who's got him? Thornton. Let's go down to Mark Aston.
Fellas, the official line from the Adelaide Footy Club regarding Michael Doughty is that it is concussion, and I don't want to place any doubt over that, but there is word down here filtering that it could be a fractured eye socket.
Well, it was a nasty knee in the head. We believe it was accidental. Here's a chance for Welsh with strong arms, strong eyes. Marks in front of Parker because Jeff Farmer was on the ground appealing for the free and the knee came through. It looked accidental to me. Caught him in the side of the head. And that's why he's being booed every time he goes near the ball. But it did look accidental. Unfortunate, but an accident.
Got to agree. Once again, we see Matthew Clark on this occasion. A clear hand at the stoppage. Rashudo on the end. And the service Adelaide have given Scotty Welsh.
And you can see there's Jeff Farmer, and he will cop it from the crowd.
Got to be getting used to that, doesn't he?
Scotty Welsh has kicked the goal in the first quarter, the second quarter, 1 in this third term. Leans back. Trying to bend it back wrong side of the post. And through for a minor score.
And Chris, you just mentioned that the Clark knock. I mean, the clearances and the ruck work for both teams. It's really been the key to who gets the momentum, hasn't it?
No doubt at all, Matty. You've got to get the feeling that's where the game's going to be won or lost. And for mine, Fremantle appear to have the advantage. Longmuir, Sandland, Simmons if needed. They've got three go-tos in that regard. Adelaide very reliant on Matthew Clark for clean use of the ball out of the midfield.
Dockers by 10 points. Trying to get that back in that top 8. There's a chance for Longmuir. McGregor claimed the mark and he's been paid.
And he's been good too, KB, tonight. Got the job on Pavlik. Done it pretty well.
McGregor. Polak. That was clever play. Tapped it down to Shammer. He's an exciting prospect. Run down from behind. Just tumbles the ball forward. Longmuir has come off the bench. Hammers the ball back inside. 50.
Courage.
There's Courage. Bassett running with the flow of the ball. Marks in front of Simmons. Bassett. He's going to be run down. Good enough to get the handball away, taken by Tyson Edwards. Back to McGregor. So if the Dockers can win, they can take that top 8 spot. Kangaroos going down to Carlton today. Rutten comes away, goes short, finds Stenglein. He's had that job on Peter Bell. He's had 13 possessions. Looking for Tawney, was looking for that kind bounce. Looked like the ball was over the line. We've got to toss back in. Played nearly 12 minutes into this third term. As the Dockers, 9-2-56. They lead by 10 points. The Crows, 7-4-46. It's on centre wing. Clark takes the front position. Longmuir. More high. He's been good when he's gone into the ruck. In that second term, he really lifted the Dockers.
There's something about him, isn't there?
Plus, he can kick a goal. McManus, a dangerous player, hits the hot spot.
Oh, brilliant.
Medhurst with strength. And again, he's outmarked Bassett. Now, you've got to be careful you don't have a reverse of a free kick here, Chris.
Certainly from that position you wouldn't want to. And once again, we see the boundary throw in or the ball up. The dominant team, or the team that can get the ball from the clearance, gets the scoring opportunity. This occasion, Fremantle again. And once again, Nathan Bassett all over Medhurst. But the work he's done on his lower body, his body strength outstanding, holding Bassett off. The class to mark one-handed. And it just shows what a bit of work in the gym can do, Matty. I know it wasn't your favourite spot.
He's very strong in front, no doubt about that. He took a terrific mark. He was in the second term in front of Bassett. Directly in front, 48 metres out.
Ooh, and this
Medhurst has pushed it right. Again, you can tell by the roar, all those Adelaide Crow supporters left the screen in their thousands.
Johncock gets the ball from the kick in, and it's an 11-point game. The Dockers lead as we're halfway through this third term. Big crash. McGregor was in front. Rashudo, so strong. Disposal number 21
gets the free kick.
He's going to get the free kick. He's having another big day, the Adelaide captain.
Can he win the Brownlow medal again, Chris?
He certainly can. His first half of the year this year was certainly better than his first half last year, but he did finish very strong. So it will depend on his next couple of games, but he's got a chance.
I think the thing going against him is that they've only won the 5 out of the 15 games so far. They'd really like to make it 6 tonight, but you need to win a few games. Hazelby to Woods, to Pavlich, up and under, to the true centre-half forward position. Again, McGregor going back, taking the strong mark, knowing what, or not knowing what was coming from behind him. And they go wide, Adelaide, to Clark, who's on the wing. Little handball over the top to Johncock. He can go further afield. Good one, backing back. It's kick is too much on it, though. Poor kick from Johncock, and Peter Bell was pretty happy to go over the boundary line. And I know Mark Aston's been watching some of the crowd getting involved with Jeffrey Farmer, who's been down on the bench. Mark, it's been interesting in the last couple of minutes.
It certainly has. Security on full alert here. Nothing too serious, but a couple of Crows supporters, there was one of them, just getting a little bit too vocal, and then Jeffrey Farmer, and that was at Jeffrey Farmer, and Jeffrey having a go back. But it didn't get out of hand, but it could well have.
Parker spinning out of trouble. Shammer to Thornton, and they're working pretty well, the Dockers defence. Big long kick from Pavlich to the advantage of McManus. Gallagher right with him. McManus didn't panic, goes back. Now just looks up for support and didn't see a lot. Hazelby comes to help him out, and he chips over the top to Shammer, who ran very hard because Shammer started that in the defensive 50. He's having a great third term, Byron Shammer.
He certainly is spending a lot of time going head-to-head with Andrew McLeod as well. He's touched the footy 10 times in the last quarter and a bit to Andrew McLeod's once, so it's a great effort from a young emerging talent.
Thornton, Bassett got back. Here's Longmuir going through Jonkoff. Play on the call. Woods stepping around the vision. He misses the target. Tawney's got to beat two. He's got to be clean. He can't. Brown round the body. Not a good finish from him. He'll be disappointed with that. Out to bounds on the full.
Gee, a couple of missed opportunities by Fremantle. You've got to take them here at Amy Stadium. 2 missed shots at goal. They should have done better. Adelaide hanging in there, but it is all Fremantle at the moment. It is dried up in the midfield for Adelaide.
Except for Rashudo, who's the target here at the moment. And Peter Bell standing his ground and taking a strong mark. 3 players on in the middle for the Dockers. Shammer. McManus is wider. He can play on. Here comes Skipworth. McManus goes wider. Longmuir on the lead, and he's got it. Now, you reckon he's the straightest kick?
It's a very, very good kick.
Righto. Let's see. Well, Chris would, you know.
Straightest kick in the Dockers side.
Chris wouldn't get involved with Biglands.
I'm staying out of this one.
It'll be a very important goal, though. As Chris mentioned, they're on top at the minute. They lead by 11. He's made it 12. Wasn't far off, though, Kevin.
Well, you've got to put them away, though, don't you? Fremantle having their moment in this game. We saw Adelaide have theirs at the start of the second quarter, not able to put Fremantle away. Fremantle now with full of run, full of confidence, all the possession, not getting the score on the board. Will that come back to haunt them? The game has a funny way of evening itself up.
They lead by 2 straight kicks, 46 plays, 58. Just under 7 minutes, just over 7 minutes left in this third term. We've played 17 minutes.
Gee, haven't they had the possession in this third term?
Well, for Adelaide, certainly Neil Cray's got a decision to make. Does he bring Robert Shirley on? He's got to try and shut Byron Shammer down. He's had plenty of the footy, 8 touches this quarter. McManus is getting plenty too on James Gallagher. Some of the kids getting exposed for Adelaide, some of the leadership group for Fremantle getting hold of it.
There's a chance for John Cock. Puts on the afterburners, gives it across. Riley runs hard for the Crows. Looking for Fergus Watts. He's getting up. He hasn't quite got really clean hands, has he? They're just sort of bouncing off the palms. Got to concentrate harder on the flight of the ball. Rutten comes through hard. Rockets the ball to Riley. They'll share the ball around. Rutten comes down from the last line of defence. It's a hurried kick. Guess who's there? Thornton. A stumbling block. Like throwing a ball against a brick wall, it just keeps coming back. Brown goes short, finds Hazelby. All of a sudden, the run is there for the Dockers. A goal's going to really, really hurt. But chipping in the kick was a poor one.
Wasting it again.
Who else to take the mark but Rashudo?
8 pucks for the quarter for Mark Rashudo.
He's playing the Dockers on his own. Bassett. I don't think they can afford to take him off again like they did in the second quarter. I think you've just got to leave him on.
No, that's a luxury they can't afford at the moment. Game's still in the balance. Adelaide under siege. They need Mark Rashudo on the ground doing his thing and doing plenty of it. 8 touches in the first quarter for the captain.
Bassett goes wide, wants to set it up through Rutten and McGregor.
Breaking down the centre half forward, Adelaide. Plenty of ball in the back half. Can't appear to penetrate through the midfield, get any run.
7 marks to McGregor. Back to Bassett, so we're back where we started. Rashudo just looking for that opening, trying to get the ball forward. Riley, fine young player. Looks like he's a good find. Here's a chance for Fergus Watts this time. Kept his strong eyes on the ball. You've got to make certain that you don't waver. He's a good size. I can see some future in Fergus Watts. He's on centre wing. Looking for Welsh. Try to push off his opponent in Parker. Skipworth does well to Welsh, trying to get back onto that trusty left boot. Hammers the ball back to the hot spot. Great play that time from Hayden. Thumped the ball forward, pounced on. Chance for Tyson Edwards. Sets it up. They stand and deliver. Matner across the face. And well done to Fremantle because they keep harassing and chasing, and all of a sudden they've got a kick under pressure. And you can see Neil Craig, coach of the Adelaide Crows, who Chris McDermott told me early today is an absolute shoo-in for the job. So Terry Wallace, forget about it. You got no chance, according to Chris McDermott. Signed, sealed, and delivered with that Form 4 bottom of Bill Sanders' desk.
They went out in the 70s.
Brown, but they had a spare one. To Toyney. Push McManus over, no free kick. He's close to the boundary line. Bundled over the line that time by Cook.
Fremantle 58, Adelaide 47. Oshudo working from the front for Adelaide. Leading the way, Clark. Hazelby stole it. Quick hands, Longmuir releases Cook. Hasn't kicked a goal this year. Will this be his first? It's pretty ugly off the boot. It's through from behind. Fremantle still pressing, but as Chris mentioned, not really breaking free from the Crows.
Just so dominant still, Matty, from the clearances, aren't they? I mean, once again, boundary throw-in, just getting the ball away far too easily. Troy Cook at the back of the pack. No Adelaide midfielder picking him up. This is what's happened with Adelaide's midfield over the last year and a bit. They've become very loose when under pressure, and certainly loose in this third quarter.
The switch from Rashudo to Bassett. In turn, he wants Shirley and finds him, and Farmer's back on for the Dockers. Pavlich is off at the moment, so some big players being rested by Fremantle. Free kick to Hadrill. 2 straight kicks in it inside the last 4 minutes of the third term. Long kick. Medhurst outside 50. It's a very confident young man. He has a ping right to the goal line. Oh, it's he's confident, and why wouldn't he be?
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. Can you tell which thing is not like the others by the time I finish my song?
From the bread we bake fresh every day, to the fresh ingredients we prepare right in front of you. Everything we do fresh. What do you choose?
Then you're absolutely right.
Well, the Dockers trail by a point at quarter time. They led by 5 points at half time. They now lead by 18, and that man on screen has just kicked a beauty. He's got 2 goals, Medhurst. 33 goals for the season. Dangerous forward pocket player. Bit of an odd size, hard to match up. Here's Cook. All of a sudden, they are inspired. Brown. Poor kick. Riley did well. Smothered it off the boot. Desperate play that time by Brown. Slides on the ball. There's a ball up just outside 50.
Problem for Adelaide, they've got a major problem in ruck. Neither Biglands or Clark can get a clear hand to the ball, being completely dominated, and they've got nothing else to go to. No alternative. Perhaps a Ken McGregor, but he's not a likely ruckman. So some real concerns for Neil Craig and the Adelaide Match Committee.
Shammer has been a star tonight. This is a great kick right to the line, and finally Bassett and Medhurst have forced it through for a behind. 19 points to Dockers. Here's the Wiz back on the ground, just having a chat with the umpire, just giving him a little pat on the bum.
Stay in the good books.
Saying to Corin Rowe, well done, Corin. You're doing a good job. Forced back over the boundary line by Brown. So the Dockers coming hard. Along with the Brisbane Lions, they've got the best third quarters in the business. They've won 11 this year. They're going to win this one as well to make it 12. So Chris Connolly certainly inspires them at half-time. Here's a chance for Biglands. Can't keep it alive.
What Adelaide have been doing is trying to find somebody to help Mark Rashudo out in the midfield. He's had 10 touches in the third quarter, but the rest of them very, very quiet. Edwards only 4, Stenglein 3, McLeod none. A lone hand by Mark Rashudo, and Adelaide cannot win games of footy because he's up to him alone.
Well, here's Rashudo. He's playing a lone hand. McLeod, that's his first possession since the 5-minute mark of the second term. Riley. Inside 50. Playing in front is Welsh. Hits the pack hard. Down goes Polak. Gallagher sets up Fergus. Watts. Quick snap! He's got it!
This year, the panel goes interactive. You do the choosing. Over 6 different camera angles, all slightly the same. Constant replays and video updates. Plus, you choose the height of the desk. And for the first time, we'll also bring you breaking news and weather, scores from world sports and 3 different watermarks. In 2004, you can watch the panel on 15 different channels, all replaying the same show. Plus, exclusive to the panel, Skycam. The panel revolution is coming. The panel, 9:30 Wednesday.
Just his second goal in football, and gee, wasn't a bad one, was it? Fergus Watts, terrific finish. Timely one for the Crows. Back to 13 points.
That number 6 has kicked a few goals for Adelaide, and I'm sure it'll kick a few more over the next few years from Fergus Watts.
2 minutes remaining in the third term as Biglands looks for Edwards, but Hazelby with another clearance. McManus. They're running. Seagat, Pavlich for the answering goal, inside 50, and he's a better player than that, Matthew Pavlich. He should normally finish those. That could have been the perfect answer.
Certainly would have been, and once again out of the midfield, completely dominant Fremantle in this third quarter, but they haven't put Adelaide away. They have left the door open, and good teams take advantage of it. The game, as we said, has a funny way of evening up. It's been all Fremantle, but Adelaide will challenge.
Well, here's Edwards. Wonderful player. Not his best kick, though. Polak, unchallenged, takes an easy mark. Polak will go short to the wing for James Walker. In turn, player over the top is Byron Shammer, who is coming up for disposal number 10 for the quarter.
He's taking a big step in his career, Chris, this young boy.
Look, been fantastic over the last couple of weeks. A class act for sure, and uses the ball well too. Sometimes kids can spray him, but he's got a good footy brain.
Comes from West Adelaide. He's back in his home state tonight. Medhurst roving it beautifully. Oh, that is his worst effort I've ever seen him in front of goal. That was just terrible. I mean, he eats those goals.
Could have walked in.
Yeah.
The 14th time Fremantle have been inside 50 this quarter. Adelaide only 7. No reward on the scoreboard for Fremantle. Not enough for the amount of effort they've had. They kept Adelaide in the game.
The margin's out to 15 points. It could easily be bigger. Medhurst will rue that one. Here's Watts. Spoil from Polak. Sandilands loses his feet. Matner over the top. The crunch came. We have a ball up. We're inside the last 30 seconds of this third term. Here's Medhurst. Oh, that's what he does for a living.
Didn't kick through the ball.
He just chipped at it. He knows how bad it was. He knows the timing of the goal would have been perfect. Will he get a chance to atone? Pavlich pushing it forward. Riley. Edwards was there. McGregor off a step. Rashudo. Well, if Shammer's had a good quarter, what about this man's third term? This will be disposal 12. Long to Watts. Time running out for the Crows. Polak equal to the challenge. The spoil. We'll see proceedings end.
He's got to work on his marking, doesn't he, this young boy? He's big. Just got to make certain he gets a bit bigger up top just to stop the players from just forcing their body against him, which somehow pushes him off the mark.
Fremantle, just like last week against the Kangaroos, have used the third term to put themselves in a winning position. The challenge for them is to follow through with the deal and put themselves inside the 8. They lead at three-quarter time, 10 goals 8, 68. Adelaide 8-5, 53.
From the Bryce Courtney bestseller comes this year's mini-series event.
She'll go to jail too.
Sam Neill, John Howard, Tony Martin and Leanna Walsman. Jessica premieres Sunday and continues Monday on 10.
The Truscott Hi-Fi winter sale is on now, and it's raining savings. Thompson 76cm widescreen European TVs, $400 off at only $12.99. Truscott Hi-Fi.
Welcome to savings. Welcome to value. Welcome to Super Cheap Auto.
Get this Sony CD player, just $199, save $70, and 5 litres of Castrol GTX.
An amazing $9.99.
You know what stops me from eating a big, juicy, delicious hamburger from McDonald's? Absolutely nothing.
Introducing Salads Plus new lean beef burger with all the trimmings. Reduced fat cheese slice, sliced tomato, tatso salad mix, grilled onions, and a lean beef patty all on a Kaiser bun. and all under 9 grams of fat per serve. New and improved Salads Plus. Change has never tasted so good.
Big Pond broadband prices have dived. Starting from $29.95 a month on a 24-month plan. Plus, for a limited time, $0 installation for existing Big Pond dial-up members. Call 1-800-008-874.
This is a Falcon V8 supercar. This is the new Falcon Classic. Which one will go faster? With over $6,000 of extra value, including 16-inch alloys, automatic transmission with sequential sports shift, 6-stack CD, designer sports trim, cruise control, and a DVD entertainment system. Who really cares? New Falcon Classic with over $6,000 of extra value. Can't get enough of this.
I reckon anything better than being here is seeing it up close and perfect on a Fujitsu Plasmavision. Only Plasmavision has the exclusive AVM chip for the clearest pictures. Get a Fujitsu like I did. It's the world's finest plasma.
Because Bunnings Warehouse has the lowest prices every day, you can still afford to do all the home improvements you want. Snail-on slug pellets only $1.25. 50cm Tuscany pot just $8.95. Ring grip exhaust fan $18.98. GMC angle grinder $39. Two-step ladder $9.98. And 45-litre storage box with lid a low $6. We won't be beaten on price. That's guaranteed.
Bunnings Warehouse!
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Welcome to savings. Welcome to value. Welcome to Super Cheap Auto.
Get these personal UHF CB radios, 2 for only $79. And this handy jump starter, just $39.
Get the lot for The Truscott Hi-Fi winter sale is on now, and it's raining savings with up to 40% off clearance lines like TVs, DVDs, Hi-Fis and more. Truscott Hi-Fi. City store open Sunday, 11 to 5.
Rhodes winning hearts around the globe.
Sweet elimination.
9:30 Tuesday, Hollywood superstar Will Smith live in the studio. UK funny man Lenny Henry and Franz Ferdinand live. Rhodes live, 9:30 Tuesday.
6 minutes into this third term, 45 plays 44, 7-3 to 7-2 as Sandland charges in Headland. Try to tickle the ball, taken by Sigurd. Shammer hammers the ball back towards the half-forward line. Chance for Pavlich. Kicked a great goal in the second term. Farmer volleyballs at the Headland. This could be a great goal. Fantastic play by the Dockers.
Yes, it's three-quarter time and some clever play by Jeffrey Farmer. Clever play by the Dockers. And they are in a real position to win this game. They lead by 15 points, 10-8 to 8-5. Welsh has 3 for Adelaide. Headland and Medhurst a couple. Medhurst should have 3. Shammer had a wonderful third term, as did the Adelaide captain, Mark Rasciuto. 26 disposals, a game high. And it certainly has been a terrific performance by him. Now, the other game we've been watching is the Brisbane Lions-Collingwood game from the MCG. A score is coming. If you want to watch the replay and you don't want to know the score, you can look away now. Chris Connolly in a position to put his team back inside the 8. Mark Aston in a position down on the boundary.
Yeah, it's difficult to hypothesise when you don't know for sure, but the word now on Michael Dowdy is that it's concussion and maybe a fractured cheekbone, which Chris McDermott would be 4 to 6.
Yeah, it looked like it may even be the season, I would imagine, Mark.
Okay, and as far as Trent Henschel is concerned, he's on the boundary. I reckon you were right the first time, mate. I don't think he'll take any further part.
So the Adelaide Crows down to perhaps 20 men. Matthew Clark also sitting there. And they're going with Rhett Biglands in the ruck at the start of this last term. It's a 15-point margin that the Crows have to make up.
Got to get Andrew McLeod into the contest. Neil Craig preferring to use him as a sweeper the last couple of weeks. And last week, as we saw take him out of the play, he really seemed to hurt Adelaide. Andrew McLeod, the key player in this last quarter. Mark Rasciuto cannot do it all alone. Andrew McLeod, if Adelaide are to win, needs to get the hold of the ball.
The Dockers have never beaten the Adelaide Crows here at Amy Stadium. Tyson Edwards is trying to make sure that that stays the same. Inside their forward 50. Here's the man that Chris just spoke about. He's going to run into an umpire who backpedals at extreme pace to get out of the way.
Promising start though for Adelaide. The first centre clearance hasn't been a strength in the third quarter, certainly wasn't. Fremantle with a little bit more to go to on the bench. Longmuir, Cook, Murphy and Brown than Adelaide. They've got some players at their disposal, but a goal-kicking position for Adelaide.
Boundary throw in. McLeod, wonderful take with one hand, ran out of room.
But still some promising signs. McLeod's been in the action in the first minute or so of this last quarter.
Certainly is. There's Adelaide bench. As we said, probably no more Trent Henschel. Clark and Skipworth are only two.
Goodwin went past it, but Headland got it to Walker. Again, it's Shammer. McGregor. Oh, good mark by Shirley. It wasn't going to be him. It was going to be McGregor in the best spot. Now back to Riley. Into some space. Fergus wants the target. Bigland's over the back. The spoil came down to Headland. The Dockers defence holding firm. They don't panic as Peter Bell slides it sideways to Byron Shammer once again. Whoop. That's just 15 metres. Peter Bell gets a free kick. Adelaide fans not happy.
No, and they haven't been happy for most of the night. Certainly voicing their disapproval.
Dockers by 15 points. Pavlich takes it from Bell. Two guns combined. Pavlich missed an easy goal in the third term. Trying to work his way back into the game. Polak, clever play to Headland, who's been good since the opening bounce. Cops one high from Rashudo. He's down, but he's getting up. Here's Tyson Edwards on the charge to the half-forward line. Here's Thornton. He's going to come across in front, beaten by Welsh. On this occasion, Scott Welsh tries to pull it back too far. Looking for John Cock. It's out on the full. Scotty Welsh has booted 3 goals. One in the first, one in the second, one in the third. Leading goal kicker with 3. 2 goals to Troy Simmons, 2 to Des Headland, and 2 to Paul Medhurst. Multiple goal kickers for the Dockers. Here's Parker. Play on. Had the job on Welsh, and he just runs it through for a behind. Shaking your head there, Chris.
This is a horrible part of the game.
Neil Craig has his concerns. Peter Bell.
Obviously never been down there, Chris.
To Shammer.
Didn't spend a lot of time there, Matty. Too far to run.
Possession number 25. Only Rashudo's had more on the ground, 26. Dangerous kick.
It's a confident kid, isn't it? I mean, it's the hot spot, but beautiful foot skills, Byron Shammer.
Woods finds Thornton. Now there's a young man in a hurry. Scott Thornton. Put his name down. The Dockers just maintaining possession, sliding underneath it. That time was Pavlich, goes short, drills the ball in, looking for Simmons, pushed off the contest by Rutten, taken away by Seagate, caught in the tackle. Simmons, high ball towards 50, underneath Shammer. Oh. Well, he is killing him now to McManus, sets it up to Peter Bell. Thought the skipper was going to run into the open goal, but he's going to go back and kick over the man on the mark.
Well, Byron Shammer took the mark, as courageous as it was. I think it was Troy Simmons that provided the comfort for him, though, for some bodies there for Fremantle, certainly to give him some space. McManus has been such an important player. 15 touches of the ball, some great use. Peter Bell with the must-kick goal.
Peter Bell has kicked 16 goals for the season. They're now 20 points in front.
The Truscott Hi-Fi winter sale is on now, and it's raining savings with up to 40% off. Sharp widescreen TVs with DVD VCR combos, $490 off. Panasonic 600-watt Dolby Digital substat packs, $500 off. JVC 300 times digital zoom camcorders, $400 off. And Panasonic 94cm plasmas, $1,000 off. Truscott Hi-Fi, Adelaide's lowest prices with up to 24 months interest-free terms.
Peter Bell, he is pumped, and why wouldn't he be? His team leads by 20 points in a game where their finals aspirations was certainly on the line. There's still 6 weeks to go. A lot can happen. But a win here will go a long way to make sure they play in the second final series. Polak the spoil. Thornton, Caber has been very impressed with him, and why wouldn't you be? Polak's kick out wide. Sandilands, he'll let that go out rather than come down off the top of the light tower to pick it up.
Well, Thornton's vying for best player on the ground along with Shammer and Rashudo.
Yeah, there's 3, aren't they? Boundary throw-in. Biglands and Sandilands. Headland. Edwards, who's picked up in this last term, he got it from Rashudo and he finds Welsh. Tyson Edwards is making a bit of a statement here. Trying to lead from the front as well.
Adelaide needed somebody. Once again, though, the captain has to provide the inspiration, gets the hard ball, gives it to Tyson Edwards. His foot skills either side, as good as anybody's in the comp. Scotty Welsh has provided the focal point up forward, needs to kick this goal.
3 goals 2 for Welsh. 3 goals 3 for Scott Welsh, and a collective groan goes around Amy Stadium. Crowd of only 34,500. Small crowd for Amy Stadium, but given the very cold weather, you can understand people electing not to take up their seating options. Staying home, which we're very pleased with. 55-74, Dion Woods. With the footy. And he's certainly taking his time.
Well, again, Fremantle under no pressure. They've got to control this last quarter, but there is plenty of time left for Adelaide.
Big
spark has to be found.
Sorry, Chris, big pack forming, and right in the front of that, Graham Polak has marked that. You wouldn't have picked that when the ball was halfway in the air. That's just going to be spoiled. Strong hands from the defender. So Headland, who is going to back himself to get over Scott Welsh. Just Hayden. Welsh did well. Bock trying to help him out. Hadrill over the top of him. Ball up, centre wing.
Good decision. Nathan Bock started this game well. Certainly dropped out of it after quarter time. It was a dangerous threat for Adelaide in the forward lines early. Been well held since quarter time.
The Dockers by 19 points. 74 players, 55. There's McLeod. Things have dried up for Andrew McLeod. Just wonder whether they could get Biglands or maybe McGregor to the forward line or Clark into the ruck, just to give him maybe another stronger marking option up forward. I mean, Fergus Watts has kicked 1 goal, but he's only a young boy. Struggled to have the ball tonight. He's only had the 5 possessions.
Trent Henschel was the player they'd be looking for, and he's on the bench.
And not likely to come back on. Chance for the Dockers. Here's the whiz. Got Corny to beat. Bassett tries to hack it off the ground. Palmer. Back to Simmons. Stands on 50. Big kick. Getting back is Riley. There's a talent. That's possession number 20. Young boy from Gisborne has done very, very well tonight. Palmer. Can he keep it alive? He's looking for Hadrill. To the whiz. Caught. And bundled over by Bock. Might have been too high. There's no free kick. So McLeod, with that stuttering step, drops the ball in short and finds Biglands. Cross half-back. They want to get some run. The Crows. To centre-half forward. Goodwin running with the flight of the ball. From Welsh. Lacking some match practice. Lacking some touch. Goodwin. But not lacking class. Kicks a goal.
What are the chances of a tree falling onto your car at One Tree Hill?
Oh, no.
Yup. Last weekend. And because the tree went through the roof, so did my insurance premiums. So I rang around to compare prices. But these insurance companies, Trev, they're all the same.
Did someone call the RAA?
Not me.
Well, you summed it up, KB. Lacking match practice, but not lacking class and not lacking persistence to stay over it and finish off. Crowd getting involved now. Sensing maybe the comeback is on. 13 points is the margin. 13 minutes remaining. Plenty of time for anything to happen. Shirley did well, just plucked it off the ground. To Tawney, round the body. Goodwin is there again. Thornton reading it nicely. Biglands getting involved. To McLeod, releases him from 55 metres. McLeod sets sail for home! They've got 2 in a minute!
Big Pond broadband prices have dived. starting from $29.95 a month on a 24-month plan. Plus, for a limited time, $0 installation for existing Big Pond dial-up members. Call 1-800-008-874.
It's run-out reduction time on current model Camry. With the feature-packed Camry Altis 2.4 Auto, just $27,488 drive away. See your Toyota dealer before they all run out.
There's McLeod on screen. He's booted 2 goals. The Crows were on the ropes. They were taking a standing 8 count. They've bounced back. They're within 7 points. Biglands thumps the ball forward. Gallagher hits it hard. Shirley's got it. Gives it across. The Raging Bull, Risciuto, trying to set it up. McLeod, 2 champs combined. Tyson Edwards stands on 50, goes short. Didn't hit the target. He was looking for Bock. Strong play by Seagate. Finds Woods. Kicks it out on the full. Pressure is mounting.
Composure is needed, KB, you're right.
The gauntlet was thrown down by the Dockers, has been picked up by the Crows. Tyson Edwards, too far out to score.
Just got to hit the hot spot.
Kicks long. He's pulled it a bit to the left. Looking for Goodwin off hands. Hit the behind post. Boundary throw in.
Fremantle with all the play in the third quarter, couldn't put Adelaide away, left the door open, Adelaide on the charge, and this is a dangerous spot.
Big chance for the Crows. Biglands looking for Welsh, tried to hack it out of midair, taken by Thornton, a cool kid under pressure, just sidestepped and sidetracked and then pumps the ball back, looking for McManus, big fist away. Still on the half-forward line for the Crows.
So many times this year, Fremantle in winning positions at three-quarter time or into the last quarter, getting run down at the end of the game. Same position here. Perhaps the same result.
Free kick on the play. Biglands will take it. Edwards is on fire at the minute. He has gone for the big one. To the goal square. Bock getting back. Ball at ground level. Crummer needed. John Cook provides. Around the corner. It's a miracle.
Tough to beat in this position. The crowd are in the game. Adelaide with momentum, charging home in the last quarter. Fremantle, as you said, KB, could not put them away. You give a sucker an even break, you're going to pay a price. Adelaide have responded to the challenge. The last 3 goals, 10 inside 50s to 4 in the last quarter. All Adelaide. What have Fremantle got left?
Yeah, the Dockers had a chance in that third term. They had all the play, and the Crows have hit back in this last term. Here's Fergus Watts again, under pressure from Polak. Just can't take a mark. He grimaces, just a young man.
Chris, reverse. Adelaide have got back into it. What do the Dockers have to do now to stop this run, but to score some goals?
Back to the midfield again. Closed with the last couple of clearances. Fremantle were dominating. Adelaide now getting the ball from the clearances. Fremantle get this one. They need to get a couple more. Hazelby and Bell. Headland need to stand up.
Well, their gun had it. That was Hazelby, but Riley again with a strong mark. Crows have really found a player in Riley. Gives it across to Risciuto. He's nigh exhausted. In that third term, he played the Dockers on his own. Bassett, back to Risciuto. Around the corner, Captain Courageous. Gives it across to Tawney. Medhurst runs hard. Tawney thumps the ball long. Now, the whistle is gone. It's coming back. There's a player down.
Tawney.
Just holding the back. The Dockers by a point. They trail by a point at quarter time. They led by 5 points at half time. Led by 15 points at three-quarter time. They just hang on by the slendest of margins. And as he was kicking the ball, Medhurst came late. Tawney goes wide, looking for Welsh. Could have made ground. It was good play by Parker. Thought Welsh should have attacked the ball. Maybe he could have even marked it his bell. Squeezed up on the bounds line. Back to Parker. In front is Toyney. Acrobatic. Gives it across to Edwards. Does a 360. Tyson Edwards thumps the ball inside 50. Danger here for the Dockers. John Cock. Looking for that lucky bounce. Couldn't take it. He was held. No free kick. Crow supporters upset. Thornton comes away with the ball. Goes wide, looking for Headland. He's been the go-to man, coming out of defence. Des Headland stands and delivers from centre wing. Pumps the ball onto the chest of Simmons. He's playing in front of Bassett. The Wizard says, kick it to me inside 50. They've got no tools back. They've got to share the ball around. Hazelby wants to draw an opponent. Stands and delivers inside 50. No one back there of any height. Ruttens gives it across to Rashudo. Didn't hit a target. McLeod has lifted his ratings in this last quarter. That's possession number 6. This is for a man who went nearly a quarter and a half without touching the ball. McManus finds Hayden. Quick snap.
Oh, he's got it.
He's kicked a goal.
The game of Big Brother has never come with a guarantee.
It's time to go.
But Big Brother 2004 guarantees this.
One of these housemates will become a millionaire.
Question is, which one of these three about to miss out?
Don't miss Big Brother's Eviction Night from 7 o'clock Sunday.
Then Monday.
The countdown begins.
Someone who needs a millionaire.
Prepare for finale fever. 2 massive nights of Big Brother starting Sunday on 10.
Roger Hayden, just his second goal for the year. He was pumped, didn't get a lot of reaction from the crowd, as you can expect. They get some breathing space. And Sean McManus, again, just the quality of his disposals inside that 450 have been superb. Speaking of superb, Rashudo, long bomb.
Free kick.
Play on. No whistle. John Cock. Adelaide still playing for free kicks. They're not coming. Gallagher. The smother was good. It came from Hayden, the man that just kicked the goal. Good work from Cook. Spills free. And Fremantle are equal to it. And listen to that crowd.
Big play that. Fremantle finally with some desperation. A couple of maybe free kicks. Nothing in that. Welsh goes to ground.
You don't think he was held? Forced to the ground?
Can't pay them all day.
KB will take that on board at the Rules Committee meeting. And playing back.
Would you have paid it, KB?
I would have paid it, but that's the rub of the green. But you've got to keep playing the ball. You've got to play the ball on its merits.
The clearances have been so important, and Adelaide have got the centre under control. Edwards. Shirley just throwing it forward. Now the ball up with 40 metres out from the Adelaide goal. The Dockers lead by 7 points. Just under 8 minutes remaining. It's been a busy night for Chris Connolly on the phone. Tyson Edwards and Mark Rashudo with 7 disposals each in this last term. Here's John Cock. He's destined to get his third somehow. Is this it? Is this it? No. It's out of bounds on the floor. He looks pretty dangerous up there at the minute, though.
Very good and holds his ground very well. Once again, Adelaide with the ball away from the clearance. They've won the last half a dozen.
Hadgel goes the other side to Thorne, but he's got no one to kick to on the grandstand side whatsoever. Has to chip back through the middle. Woods can take it and go. Doesn't know that. Now, his option is to go wider. Polak the target. Watts. Polak just read it. Here's McManus. He's free. He could have gone further than that, but decides Medhurst is a better option. Wonderful kick from McManus. Medhurst likes to play on. Round the body. Hazelby. Got it. The Dockers will kick the goal. And they will get out to a 13-point margin. And they've answered the challenge in the last 5 minutes.
John Cock misses at one end. The quick transition down the other end. How often do you see it? Once again, Sean McManus may not have had the most touches on the ground, but his influence cannot be overstated.
Hazelby gets it. Dockers storming home. 13-8, 11-7. They've stopped the momentum you're talking about.
Certainly have, and got some work, some ball back in the midfield. It was all Tyson Edwards, Rashudo and McLeod early in this game, in the fourth quarter. Polak takes the contested mark. McManus out the back. How good has he been tonight? And the foot skill to hit his target. Fremantle challenged as they have been in previous weeks. When they haven't found the answer, tonight they have, and they keep their finals hopes alive. That man playing his role.
Full time for the Crows. They trail by 13 points. Plenty of spirit from the Dockers. Crows getting within 1 point in this last term. It's a hothouse, it's a cauldron. But the Dockers are finding something. McLeod also is finding some of that touch that has made him famous. Taken away by Bassett. It came from Tyson Edwards. McLeod weaving some magic now. Biglands, who's a big kick. Welsh is always going to be a target. Parker again out bustles him. Bit frustrating there for Welsh.
Just overusing to a bit at the moment. Adelaide got to get the ball forward, take some risks. Sharing the ball around, not quite the answer. Inside 50 is where they want the footy. It's there now. They need a score.
Just over 6 minutes left in this final quarter. Parker paddling the ball to the line. Welsh somehow got his boot to the ball. And again, it's through for a behind. 74 plays 86. 2 straight kicks for the Crows. 12 Adelaide players without a disposal this quarter. It's been left to maybe too few. Edwards, McLeod and Rashudo had the ball for the Crows in this last term.
Funny should say KB, it's a lot of their kids. Gallagher, Dougherty, Matner, Skipworth, Bott, Watts, yet to touch the footy in this last quarter. Big ask for kids in pressure games. Neil Craig wanting to discover what his list has got to offer, finding out in a tough last quarter at AAMI Stadium.
You see there McLeod running hot with those 8 possessions. Adelaide Crow crowd is getting a bit agitated that Bell is slowing things down. Chance for Polak. Tied up the tackle by Fergus Watts. And we've got a ball up. Is it Talon Polak?
Enjoying a bit more game time tonight too. So, you know, hasn't had a lot of game time over a lot of weeks, but certainly playing well this evening.
Biglands. Try to tap it out the back. Taken away by Shammer. So quick, agile. He's got awareness to the half-forward line. It's all the Crows and Matner. Couldn't take the grab. And it's bounced over the line for a boundary throw-in. 74 plays 86. Just a tick under 5 minutes left in this final quarter. And the Dockers are looking for a top 8 position. The Kangaroos beaten today by Carlton. Cook caught in the tackle. Gang tackle. And we've got a ball up.
Neil Craig searching for answers. Needs a spark from somewhere. Had plenty of the footy. Fremantle left the door open. Chances for Adelaide in this last quarter.
He's got 4.5 minutes to find 2 goals. Shammer's underneath Rashudo. Both had terrific games.
Ball.
Holding the ball, Adelaide now have an opportunity.
I thought it was a bit like, I thought Rashudo dragged the ball in and pulled it in underneath the Shammer there.
Smart
most unlucky then.
A couple of West Adelaide boys, a couple of Riverland boys.
Watch here, he'll drag the ball in under Shammer. There he goes. And then appeals for it and gets the free.
Well, it's a Brownlow medalist.
No substitute for Groans.
It's had a wonderful evening. He wants another win for the Crows, and he'll get it with kicks like that. Sliding in to take it is Stengline. I don't know if Bock was the right option driving past. Left boot, could end up with Johncock. Stolen, though, by Matner. Doesn't kick a lot of goals, and that won't be one. Polak again getting back. Chipping over the top to Bell. And he will use up as much of the clock. No, decides to go wider to McManus. So the experienced players trying to combine, but reading at the best. It's McLeod.
I thought, same as you then, Matty, that he'd slow it down and just wind down the clock a bit.
But can McLeod make him pay?
10 possessions for the quarter.
Number 9, 10, 11, 12. Keep counting them, KB.
Free kick.
The crowd will tell you to which team it's going to. Shane Parker not too happy. And Scott Welsh, who is normally an excellent kick, hasn't been his best night in front of goal tonight. Let's take a look. What did you think, Chris?
Well, he's probably accumulated them. He's probably missed out on 3.
Oh, you've got to give the chance to get the football, don't you?
But you're right, it's a big kick. Still plenty of time for Adelaide to win this game of footy. 6 shots tonight hitting him at 50%.
Big kick for Scott Welsh. Big kick for the Adelaide Crows. Big kick for Neil Craig as well. Four goals to Scott Welsh. Importantly, though, the Crows are within one kick and they're within 3 minutes.
Certainly are. We thought Scott Welsh had to kick 6 if Adelaide were going to win. He's got 4. He certainly needs another couple. The orders are getting barked through. The phone bill goes up. It's been a great duel from those two tonight. Welsh gets the free kick. And in pressure time, kicks the goal. His 21st now in the last 4 weeks. A shining light for Adelaide up forward. Plenty of time left. A big centre clearance this one.
25 and a half minutes played in this final quarter. It's the Dockers by 6 points. One straight kick, 13-8-86. Plays 12-8-80. And Clark gets his hands on the ball. Stengline gains an extra 5 metres. Pavlich with those wonderful hands finds Shammer, who's been magnificent all night. Back to Hadrill, goes wide. Looking for McManus, beaten by Tyson Edwards, who can turn quickly. Great play by Tyson Edwards, finds Riley, who's had a big night. He's had it 21 times. Inside 50, they need someone to take a grab. Biglins was the high flyer at ground level. Taken by Dion Wood. Strong tackle by Welsh. It's just 20 metres out from goal.
Gee, read that well, Welsh, didn't he?
Did it beautifully. So did Dion Woods, though. He didn't release in the tackle. Could have thrown the ball out. Had enough composure to hold it in. Back his ruckman in.
So much riding for the Dockers. A place in the top 8. Just 20 metres out from the Crows' goal. Johncock, beaten by Dion Woods. To Bell, the marathon man, just keeps on running. Captain Courageous heads for the line. And he's been pinged. He's been pinged because there was no Docker player there. And obviously the umpire said the intention was to hit the boundary line as Matner unloads to the goal square. Big pack of players. Andrew didn't hit a target. Stengline in game number 100 pulled off the ball. Chance for Hayden. They need some cool heads. They'll share the ball around. Hazelby had it, lost it. Bell dives in after the ball. Holds the head. No free kick.
One of the baffling decisions in modern footy, not that one, but
there was a player there. There was a player that didn't see him originally, and that's what he's saying. I was kicking it to my teammate.
We're down to 75 seconds. 86 to 80. Free kick for the Dockers. Now, if they're smart and they hold on to the football, it'll be game over.
Byron Shammer, the player, he's been fantastic all night. Dives on the footy, shows the courage, milks the free kick. He's touched the ball 28 times tonight for a 19-year-old. That is a class act.
He hits the target beautifully to Hadrill, who can milk the clock. He's got a player all on his own, that's Parker. He decides to move it quickly, but it's good skills by the Dockers because McManus has got it on the wing. And he's away. With time, he stepped around Riley. He can chip it back through the middle, and he does. And Roger Hayden, who kicked the goal in this last term, can slow it down. Neil Craig knows how much time is left. The Dockers, who've lost 4 games at Subiaco, but won 3 in Melbourne so far this year, are 20 seconds away from their first win against the Crows at Amy Stadium. And a wonderful mark by Matthew Pavlich in game 100 has seen Neil Craig with the result. He knows it's gone now. And what a way to finish your 100th game if he can go back and bang this through.
Well, a fitting end, a magnificent one-on-one mark, Matthew Pavlich. We've seen him kick a goal from here before tonight. And Fremantle showing some courage in a game they had to win. They were challenged tonight. They found answers to the challenge and keep their finals hopes alive.
Matthew Pavlich, game 100, best and fairest winner, 2-time All-Australian. Made his debut in round 3 2000 at the Wacker. Lining up inside the last 10 seconds as Chris Connolly knows the result is his. The Dockers will be back in the 8th. Siren sounds. Pavlich with the perfect finish. He loves it, and why wouldn't he? The Dockers have won.
Well, that is a fantastic win for the Dockers. 0-7 coming into this game against Adelaide Crows.
And what I like about it is there was a lot of similarities to this game and last week with the Kangaroos, and they've learned from last week. They were challenged in the last quarter, and they hit back, and they've kicked 14-8-92 to 12-8-80, a 2-goal win, and the perfect finish from Matthew Pavlich. Chris Connolly will be extremely pleased that his team, all right, they've had some losses at Subiaco, but they've learned to win on the road this year, Kevin. That's 4 away.
Yes, they have. Although, look, I think it's fair to say that when they leave Subiaco, they haven't been within maybe 4 or 5 goals of their best side. But tonight they produced something special, which is always a sign of a very good side. Let's go down to Mark Aston, along with the man of the moment.
Matthew Pavlich, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's an amazing feeling, I guess. To play in a milestone game back home in Adelaide was always a big thing, but to get up over the line, we haven't won here for, we haven't beat the Crows here, so it was a huge effort.
And as I said to your coach at the start of the game, or just prior to the start of the game, you were precariously placed on the ladder. So such an important game.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. We knew how important this game was in the context of the season. We knew we had to stick to the process. We couldn't focus on the outcome because it's just detrimental when that happens. So that it was just a fantastic effort. I mean, I've dreamt of playing here for the Crows one day, but it's fantastic to come back here and beat them.
And what a great way for you to celebrate your 100th, right at the end there.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess the way it turned out right on the siren.
It was perfect, wasn't it?
Absolutely. It's just a bit of a dream come true, to be honest.
And some youngsters really standing up as well.
Absolutely. Byron Shammer, he's been sensational. I mean, he supported the Crows as well, so he knew the importance of the game individually for him. But the guys are really hardening up in terms of mentally. I mean, I don't think we've lost the game by more than 30 points this year, so we're definitely competitive throughout the whole game.
You've got Sydney next week. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Well done.
Yes, they do have some tough games on the road to come over the final 6 weeks, but they are safe in the knowledge that they have their 9th win. Chris Connolly waiting for his team to come off. They'll be back in the 8th. Mark Rasciuto was terrific for the Adelaide Crows. He just non-stop for 4 quarters. But Byron Shammer, what a game. What a fantastic young player.
Look, he was outstanding. His use of the footy so good. And again, even in the last 30 seconds or 10 seconds, his composure and his confidence to hit a target, kick across the ground, just brilliant. Look, a fantastic player. And look, some blokes really stood up when they needed to tonight. Their form here, as we said at Amy Stadium, hasn't been good, but they found a way to win. They were challenged twice, found the answers, and got a big win.
I think it's one of their best wins. I think Matthew Pavlich summed it up beautifully when he said they knew how much was riding on this game. And with that comes pressure, doesn't it? There's some mental pressure. And I suppose in the past, you know, people have wondered whether the Dockers can take that next big step. So coming here today, Adelaide, where they've never, you know, won before against the Crows at Amy Stadium, knowing if they win, there's a spot in the top 8 for them after the Kangaroos. So there was a bit of mental pressure on them. I thought that was terrific.
No doubt about it. And when Adelaide had their tail up in the last quarter, kicking back-to-back goals, the crowd in the game, they don't often lose from that position. But to be able to stop the flow of goals, kick one when they needed to, then kick another one, and have so much composure in the death. Full credit to them. They're a young team. They're learning their craft. They're going to have their highs and lows. Tonight, one of those great highs. A win that needs to be celebrated. Back to ground tomorrow, and a couple more wins needed before their spot in the 8 is secure.
Yeah, you're spot on, Kevin. One of the best wins of the club, and inside 50. They only went inside the 50, 42 to Adelaide's 52, yet they've won by 12 points. So a good return up forward. Just touching on the Adelaide Crows, 61 disposals in that last term. They got 26 of them from 3 players that, you know, Edwards and Rasciuto and McLeod were really working hard, but there wasn't enough of them, Chris.
Leadership group stood up in the last quarter. I mean, McLeod had been extremely quiet for the 2nd and 3rd quarters, but he found something when needed in the last quarter. Their kids didn't quite respond to the challenge in the last quarter, and the game broke down a fraction. A lot more inside 50s, as you said, but too wide, not direct, not up and down the corridor. James Gallagher, 15 disposals to 3-quarter time, none in the last quarter, indicative of maybe some of the kids learning a lesson tonight at Amy Stadium.
Two young players for I thought throughout the game were terrific. One was Scott Thornton, that young boy, of course, from Springvale. I thought he was just fantastic. It's the first time I've seen him play live.
26 disposals, Kevin.
Just outstanding, right from the opening start of the game, the opening bounce, and for a young boy to have that sort of influence in his 9th game was great. And I liked the game also of Brent Riley too, for the Adelaide Crows. I saw him play against Melbourne just on the tally, and I thought he was terrific that day. And he's turned on again tonight playing cross half-back as well. So I think we've seen 2 pretty good young players tonight, Riley for the Crows and Thornton for the Dockers.
Yeah, Thornton, fantastic.
it's the premiere of World Poker Tour. With groundbreaking technology and real money. Experience the drama of a $2 million bet. World Poker Tour, 11 o'clock tonight on 10.
What's the need? Stratco's big new home improvement store at St Agnes is celebrating with sensational opening savings. Come and join in the festivities with heaps of fun for the whole family this weekend. And find the range, service and value you need at Stratco today. Do it right! Wow! You'll get everything you need and more at Stratco's big new home improvement store at St Agnes. What's the need today?
7 seats, with a third row that folds flat under the floor for maximum cargo space. The all-new Toyota Kluger all-wheel drive, the ultimate crossover. Where you take it is up to you.
During Discount City Carpet stock clearance, not only get Adelaide's lowest prices on carpet, but pay cash and get free installation, no matter when you have it laid. For a limited time, buy carpet, pay cash, and don't pay for installation. Discount City Carpet, Superstores and Super Warehouse, your one-stop flooring shop.
Ready to get your hands on a big record-breaking interest-free deal with a huge 48 months interest-free on widescreen plasma and LCD TVs? Dive into radio rentals for 48 months interest-free on washers. Get 48 months interest-free when you grab a fridge or a freezer. Gotcha! Or get a new computer with 48 months interest-free. Get a record-breaking 48 months interest-free at SA's biggest electrical retailer. Now that's big!
This is my Subway chicken cordon bleu. It starts with fresh baked bread, then a chicken fillet, ham, melted cheese, honey mustard. It's so good. Come on in, I'll whip one up for you. I'm Hayley Vink, Subway sandwich artist.
Big Pond broadband prices have dived. Starting from $29.95 a month on a 24-month plan. Plus, for a limited time, $0 installation for existing Big Pond dial-up members. Call 1-800-008-874.
Factory report, bedding overstock.
We have to dump over 2,000 beds up to half price. Queen bed 99, slide bunk 279, futons 125, mattresses 23, luxurious ensembles save a whopping 50%.
Does your hair take more than 2 to detangle? Garnier Fructis Fortifying Conditioner instantly detangles your hair, makes it up to 5 times stronger and so much shinier. Garnier Fructis Conditioner. Give your hair the strength to shine.
Winning the fight against crime, how science is tipping the balance.
Victims feel more hopeful about justice being done.
Out of time, criminals with nowhere to hide. Monday night at 5.
Full-time here at Amy Stadium, round 16 game and a tremendous win for the Fremantle Dockers, their first over the Adelaide Crows at Amy Stadium. 1 point the margin at quarter time, 5 at half time, 15 points at three-quarter time. Fremantle giving themselves a chance before winning with a goal after the siren to Matthew Pavlich to win by 12 points and put themselves back inside the 8. Scott Welsh got 4 for the Adelaide Crows and John Cock and McLeod 2 apiece. Headland, Medhurst and Pavlich 2 each. Mark Rasciuto, 34 disposals, was wonderful. Edwards and McLeod finished hard. Byron Shammer, Hazelby and Thornton. Well, Scott Thornton, if he's not the Rising Star nomination for this round, I'll be very, very surprised. It was a very good game, an entertaining game, and a great win. I guess I just look back to that last week, as I said, Chris. It was a terrific win by the Dockers. A lot to like about how they were challenged again and learnt from the experience of going down to the Roos.
You're right, they've lost a couple of games this year that they should have won. Tonight looked to be going the same way, maybe not nailing Adelaide when they could have, but found a way to win, and that's important for a young team.
Taking a look at some of the highlights for the second half, we've spoken many times about Rashudo's game. It was a four-quarter game when some of the other Crows didn't play four quarters.
Look, he was there all night, either getting on the end of a handball or getting in and getting first use of the ball. He was outstanding all night. Just lacked some key contributors and some helpers when needed. Desi Headland again on the end of a play. Fremantle's class, I thought, was the difference all night. They had some real class acts that stood up when needed and kicked the important goals.
Wonderful vision there by Farmer once again. Didn't have a lot of possessions, but some good things as we saw there. Shammer finishing off nicely. 29 disposals, as we mentioned, for him. Scott Welsh, 4 goals, 3. Would probably expect him to get 5-2 or 6-1 out of 7 shots at goal.
Missed a couple of kickable ones, that's for sure. Adelaide just couldn't string enough plays together. You know, Rashudo did a couple of good things. Welsh kicked his 4 goals, but getting free-flowing movement was pretty difficult for them. Fremantle, on the other hand, just got some plays together and kicked big goals when they needed to be kicked.
Yes, they did, didn't they? They produced something, and this was, I guess, from the point of view you mentioned during the call, it was good to see someone apart from Rashudo putting some physical body in, which was Scott Welsh, which enabled Watts to goal there.
Yeah, certainly did. And then, you know, Fremantle answered the challenge, though, and how good was McManus? I mean, we've spoken about Shammer, the amount of footy he got, but Sean McManus, every time he touched the ball, there seemed to be a goal result. Peter Bell on the end of that play, kicking again, another important goal for Fremantle.
Yes, McManus has been, I guess, criticised in the past about his disposal, and he was 100% ratio tonight, didn't make a mistake, and Adelaide got the run going in this last term. The crowd got involved. They get 3 quick goals. It was back to a 1-point game, and you would have bet your bottom dollar the Crows are going to overrun the Dockers.
Very rarely get beaten from that point of a game. Andrew McLeod, Tyson Edwards, Mark Rashudo, all their leadership group dominating. Graham Johncock providing a spark up forward, holding his feet, kicking a big goal. At this stage, it was all Adelaide. Fremantle